Hiya, folk. We are so glad you're joining us again, Chasing Foxfires. Before we begin, quick shout out to Syrinscape, this amazing online program that lets you manage soundtracks and sound effects. They've been an absolute lifesaver when we moved to the online D&D space with their online player, so definitely check them out at syrinscape.com.
So, after travelling to the Feywilde, the party was met with a less than pleasant welcome. Last session, you all checked the loot that you found after the initial battle, except for Finn, who quickly stepped through the portal to gather the pixie skulls that lay on the other side. What seemed like a quick journey for him was actually something that took well over an hour, as counted out by Nax. But there wasn't too much time after it for burials or shenanigans, as Nax was suddenly stabbed in the back by an invisible assailant. The party fought it off without too much difficulty, everyone banding together. You all got rid of it relatively quickly, as you more or less power buffed Nax and watched him finish whatever this was. It did, however, prompt Sam into giving the ring that protects you against scrying to Nax. While the party rested and attuned to the respective items, Reaver had a fly around the city and learned two things. One, that traveling seemed a lot more complicated in the Feywilde, as the environment seemed to shift around him and not really remain stable as such. And two, he found the battle site where two small Eladrin groups had apparently met and clashed and fought, as well as the bodies of a few Illithid. Speaking with dead and accidentally inserting his fingers into the back of some skulls, he learned that they were indeed both factions racing to Serena Calicoy, and they were trying to get there before the other and travel through to the material plane before the other group could. Clearly, they had not counted on the new inhabitants of the city either. He then travelled on in relatively good spirits, Eridrian leading the way and having a very smooth first day of travel through a beautiful environment. He settled down for the night and encountered what Eridrian identified as a water nymph, generally harmless fey creatures. It tried to play with Greki, but Daenerys immediately drew his bow and told him to back off. And as Sam experimented with time dilation and magnificent dreamboats, the Reaver decided to communicate with said nymph. You all, except for Sam, had a long rest, and in the morning, the Reaver gifted her with a small trident that he fashioned out of wood overnight. In exchange, she asked him who he thought needed the most help from fate. And that is where we left off. So Reaver, you are half submerged in this beautiful, cerulean blue pool. The grass and the environment around you in this kind of twilight stage with all these blue hues, blue colors in the leaves, the trees. Eridrian was being your interpreter. And you were just asked this question. Who would need the most help from fate?
Is that like a direct translation? Or is it or is it weird fey things? Is this normal to Rickard?
As far as I can tell, it's direct.
I look over at the party. What are they all doing?
Yawning.
Most of them are finishing up breakfast, watching you. You were kind of having not really a shouting match as such, but the party was sitting at camp. You were sitting next to this pond that the nymph was in, and Eridrian from a distance was kind of translating back and forth for you.
I turn to the nymph. Do this.
She looks between Graki and Nex.
Two horns.
That be like this.
Yeah. More like.
As you say that, she looks over. Sorry, in Sylvan to Eridrian. Could you tell your, I think tiefling friend to come over here?
Certainly. Nax,
Yes.
I think our new friend here might have a gift for you.
Approaching tentatively.
I want to come over as well because I'm curious, not because I want to get in the way.
As you walk over next, she smiles at you and you see this is... It's almost a beautiful woman, were it not for the fact that she's very clearly not human. Her eyes are just slightly too white and slightly like fish-eyed almost. And when she smiles at you, there's definitely a bit of a pointed, toothy grin there. And she holds out a hand towards you.
Like, holds out, like, palm up or hand, like, reaching out? What?
Aladdin, do you trust me?
That's just kind of a bit.
Could I have a, well, do you trust her?
I'm unsure of her. Yeah.
In that case, could I have a strength saving throw from you?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that was so close to a good roll.
Oh no!
Oh no.
A 4.
Oh no!
As you tentatively put your hands forward, she grabs yours, and you feel her hand it feels ever so slightly scaly and almost a little bit slimy, like touching, a little bit like touching either frog or fish skin. As she pulls you forward, and you bloop, go right down into the pool. And as you have your eyes open, you see it's beautifully blue, but underwater it is quite murky. You can't see much further than maybe this far in front of you. And you just see her face really close to yours as she reaches with both of her hands towards your temples and just plants a kiss full on your mouth. And as she does so, there's a very strange tingling on your skin. It's almost like as if you drink too much like mouthwash or something. It's really sharp and it tingles and it's not entirely pleasant necessarily. And then she lets go, gives you a smile and just kind of pushes you upwards towards the surface again. You can add to your character sheet Boon of the Water Nymph.
Sorry, I went a bit gargle.
So you can add
Boon.
Boon of the Water Nymph. This
Boon
is not
of the
available
Water
on
Nymph.
D&D Beyond because I am too lazy to enter a homebrew boon there. But while you are in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use an action to become invisible, and you remain invisible until you take an action or a reaction.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's cool.
The rest of
That's
you
very cool.
just see gnats be pulled under, and the water above goes entirely still. And within the span of maybe 5-6 seconds, he's immediately like almost not really propelled out of the water, but you see him suddenly come up again, and there's no visible change whatsoever on his face.
Question:
Nax got
is he
pranked.
wet when he comes out the water?
Yes, it is real water.
Okay. I was just like, you see Finn about to like halfway through. Oh, okay. Did anyone else think that was going to go very bad very quickly?
I mean, it's the Feywild. Nothing terrible can happen to you here. It's all magic and wonder. And I helped Nax to his feet.
Yep,
Also,
I had absolute faith.
also no,
Daenerys gives
I
you
mean,
an evil glance.
I've already been down there, and like Reaver's still like half like waist deep in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Well,
that's
you
fair.
know, you're so hard to see sometimes.
can I also check if Eridrian was fully confident in the fact that this was going to go fine
Of course
as
he
our
wasn't.
Feywild guide?
He's already told us that everything here is trying to kill us and we shouldn't do anything to anyone and certainly not say anything to anyone.
Just so you're aware, that's a 28 on my roll.
Just so you're aware, that was a fucking 25 on insight, you bastard.
Reverend
the
looks
most-
smug, as always.
As always, yeah. Fair enough.
Right?
I'm gonna stare at Ridgeon when I come out the water.
Rises just like the horns and then the glaring eyes and then the nose, some bubbles as the mouth arises.
I'm not a massive fan of surprises now. Is this a friend of yours?
Not a close personal friend, but yes. Do you feel better after your dip?
We'll
I'm
see.
given to understand that this is how the Eladrin travel between worlds.
Once or twice.
Alright, that's the start of the day.
Actually, how long were you down there next?
I get the impression it wasn't very long.
Okay, I thought it might have been like 1,000 years. But blink
Are
of
you
the eye.
saying I've aged?
I mean, were your horns always that silvery shade? No, you've not aged. You've not aged a day. In the 2,000 years since I first laid eyes on you. Okay, if I tease you anymore, I'm going to die. Let's get going! I'm really tired!
Okay. Start of the day.
Oh no. Is it?
That's a
Who
good
is going
point.
to lead you?
I mean, I kind of look
Yes.
at Eridrian.
Suppose if I must. I did such a
Is it
fantastic job
poss-
yesterday after all.
We're still alive. That's a good thing.
This was a great place to stay. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think the invisible assassin had anything to do with the route we took.
I'm inclined to agree. And also, you're welcome.
Alright.
Who was it who persuaded the Feywild to take us here? Was it Eridrian or Reaver? I can't remember.
Eridrian led the way the previous day.
An excellent guide.
Because he specifically didn't want to go through the massacred camp following Eladrin. That's
Yes.
why he took the risk.
That's fair.
In which case,
So-
before we... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to ask, is everyone ready to go?
Yes. DM, could I assist Eridrian in keeping an eye out for anything that might try and ambush us in the path, or anything that looks, I don't want to say the word suspicious because it's the Feywild, but anything that looks like it has, no, I can't even say that, just anything that looks out of place that would impede us on our journey.
Certainly. So, Eridrian, how are you feeling setting out?
feeling a little bit fresher today because we've kind of left some of the nastiness behind us in the previous day. Kind of excited to be heading home. It's been a while. Feeling a little bit homesick.
Okay.
Trying to push the grossness of yesterday to the back of my mind.
In which case, can I have from you a persuasion or a survival check? Now, you can make this one with advantage. And I will keep in mind that the person who is helping you, not necessarily guide, but lead the way, so to say, is currently thinking about possibly being ambushed.
Okay.
Mercer,
Yes.
Get me to help
Sorry,
you. All I
DM.
want to think about is rest.
I would like to also do my daily give everyone a second or third level aid. So for Nax, Iridrian, and Graki, you can get plus 10 to your maximum. And for Reaver, Sam, and Daenerys, you can get plus 5 to your maximum.
Okay.
And their spells will be marked off.
Sick.
Iridrian, what do
Yes.
do the Eladrin ride on mounts?
That is a good question. DM?
I mean, sometimes, sure, just like any other race, if they want. And depending on terrain, they might decide on a terrain-specific mount.
What's fashionable?
Eladrin.
Yes, but I'm not riding Iridrian.
Today at least.
No, you're not. Also,
Well,
as my roll for persuasion, that's an 18.
Oh, I got. And I'm curious because I am going to fall asleep on my feet. And I'd much rather fall asleep on the back of something comfy. So,
Well, why don't
what am
you
I
produce a
daydreaming?
fluffy horse?
fluffy horse.
Can't you manifest your trauma?
I can manifest my trauma. The question is, how do I express my trauma?
Well, you
Finn just kind of
that.
goes, oof,
Finn, since you are
oh god.
helping Iridrian, can I have from you a charisma saving throw?
I'm proficient!
Holy shit.
Cleric!
Sorry, you're just rolling against the DC of the entire Feywilde. You'll be fine.
Oh,
Sorry?
nice roll.
25!
Yeah.
Okay.
And I rolled a 19! Ah. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. In which case, can I have a D10 from Iridrian, please?
A D10?
Yes.
Dear mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 6.
Okay.
Oh, not a 6.
It's not a giant purple worm. We're fine.
Okay.
Oh no.
Was it Syrian or Syrian? I want to say Syrian.
I will allow you to choose because I've forgotten.
I've written down
Oh,
Psy next to your name.
Honestly, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Sarian. Sarian summons trauma in the form of a large, four-pawed, furred, fanged, saber-toothed tiger.
Ooh.
Alright.
And I'll have a think about how to make that fabulous and get back to you.
Okay. In which case, as you set out, slowly leaving this beautiful blue glade full of waterfalls and ponds behind you, the landscape around you once again slowly changes. And you're back into what appears to be a similar forest to yesterday, with these tall trees that are very close to looking like trees that you are used to. But actually, when walking past them, the bark is smoother, the leaves are just ever so slightly tinted with gold and copper and bronze. And it looks like everything is very autumnal, even though the grass beneath your feet isn't dry at all. You walk for maybe a few hours, when the landscape around you slowly starts to change. Noticeably so, though. Everything just becomes a tad bit grayer. It's like someone took the saturation button and just ever so slightly over time, like moved the slider down a little bit. As you're walking forwards, you're also starting to see signs of the occasional cobweb and maybe less charming creatures around you. And Finn, since you were assisting and keeping an eye out, can I have a perception check from you?
Ooh, I'm gonna say it. I'm good at those.
Yeah, don't say it.
13.
Okay.
Balls. I said it. I said it.
Now, Adrian, to you, it does feel like you're traveling in a correct direction. You don't feel like you've lost a path at any point. But this maybe isn't entirely the prettiest route to take. And as you're traveling forward, Finn nearly trips over his own feet. As looking below you, you see the path that you are walking on, this forest path. There appear to be cart tracks on it.
Interesting. We aren't the first ones to have come this way. Can I tell if the cart tracks are recent or not?
Certainly, you can roll a survival check for me.
Guidance.
And you can take the guidance.
Sorry, sorry. Guidance, if allowed.
That is a 7 plus 4, so 11.
Okay. I mean, it seems to be a little bit dried in, but whether that is because they're not fresh, or because the ground is hard, or because, you know, the Feywilde, you can't really tell.
I'm not sure how fresh these tracks are, but perhaps good to keep an eye out. I also don't know whether the tracks go one way or the other. They may have already passed us.
Is there? Can I go over and check to see if there's any point that the cart looks as though the path deviated or stopped? As in, like if the cart stopped and then turned to go a different direction, the grooves that the cart leaves in the ground would have stopped, kind of beveled towards the direction it was going, and then turned to the other direction. So I'm looking for like really specific detail to see which way the cart was going.
Okay, you can make a survival check as well.
22.
Okay. Having a look at the tracks that Eridrian's pointing out, two interesting things. One, you only see cart tracks, but you don't see tracks of anything pulling or pushing said cart.
Okay.
And two, the galaxy is shining through Nexus' head. That was amazing. Sorry, that was distracting. Because of this, it makes it really hard to tell whether the tracks are going forward or backwards, because you're just looking at wheel movement, so to say. And it isn't until you come up to maybe a route that goes over the pathway or a stone that you can see the kind of movement that a cart has to make to get over an obstacle like that. It looks like you are following in these tracks.
Okay. These other tracks lead that way, and the point of direction's going in.
It's just straightforward, the path that you're following.
I've made trauma suitably fabulous.
Finn.
DM. Question. the tea traders that we encountered who then visited Denerian's village, did their cart get pulled by anything, or did they have any beast or burden at all?
Yes. I do. I'm pretty sure you've seen them with at least a horse once.
Okay. Just curious about traveling tea merchants.
Is there like trees or anything like that in
Yes,
this
you're
area?
walking through a forest, ever so slightly, not scary looking, but you do have that, like, oh, this tree is beautiful, but I can imagine that if it were dark, the silhouette of this tree would be really creepy.
Okay.
That feeling. There's just an interesting tint to it.
And there doesn't seem to be any tracks at all of any animals.
No.
Is there any markings on like the trees and stuff around the tracks? Just in case whatever beasts of burden maybe that they were using the trees to kind of move in between, anything like that?
No.
Broken twigs? No.
No.
Okay.
You'd probably see any low-hanging branches over the path.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that hangs at maybe, see, Finn is the tallest among you, I want to say. Anything that is like as low as Finn's head, anything around that height, seems to have been broken off.
Eridrian. So either one, there's an animal here that has wheels instead of legs, which I could guess could be a thing here, or
Always
there's
possible.
Like, I take it enchanted carts are a thing. Do carts move on their own? Is that a known thing to you? Is this?
Fairly sure there's magic amongst the party that can accomplish that effect. That's hardly unique to the Feywilde.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just this if it was normal going back and forward, but yeah.
Our magic's hardly commonplace, though.
Well, stay here long enough and you'll have to get used to a different level of ambient magic.
I am all for it. I'm also all for a nap, and Trauma's fur is super comfy. So, good night.
Sleeping on trauma.
Heck yeah. Felines move incredibly gently when they want to in terms of disruptions along the body. Like they can pounce. This is my imagination, goddammit.
If Sam's gonna, if you're gonna rest on the beast, I'll walk alongside the beast and kind of like take it along rather than it diverting anywhere. Well, they snooze.
For reference, the things that make Trauma different from a normal saber-toothed tiger, his stripes are lit with a faint kind of like almost a verdant green shine. His fur is particularly orange, kind of summer sunset colors, and his tail is like easily 2-3 feet long, and like trails in the ground behind him.
Like red 13.
And also antlers because the Fae.
So you can certainly try and snooze. You definitely wake up regularly because you do have to keep your balance. You're riding a mount. It's hard to sleep riding any mount unless you have like a proper harness to strap yourself in, and even then.
My passive acrobatics is only 17, not nearly high enough to balance in my sleep.
Okay, so what do you guys wish to do?
Are we going to continue along the path of the tracks, or?
We're heading that way anyway, right?
Yeah, I think that's the way that feels right.
I'll check ahead, don't worry. And Finn pulls out the shattered spyglass, goes, oh wait, and puts it away. Never mind.
Pointedly asleep.
What time of day is night, is it? Time is weird here. Do we know?
You feel like you've been walking for maybe 4 hours or so.
Shit.
How fresh do the tracks look? Like it's a crusted layer of driedness on top.
So 2 people have just looked into that,
Okay, can I look into it better?
but sure, you can have a try to do it better.
Guidance if allowed.
In that case, roll a survival check, please, and add the 1d4 for guidance.
Can it be more of a nature-esque vibe?
No.
I feel like mud is nature. 15.
Yeah,
Is that
but
with
the
a 1d4?
tracks left in it by a card are not very natural. 15?
That's wood. Every wood
Um,
wheels.
I mean, they don't look old, but whether that means they are a day or 2 days fresh, hard to say.
Okay. Where's he gone?
Okay. You carry on.
Okay.
You walk for maybe half an hour or so when you start seeing a clearing come up ahead. The forest
Oh,
starts
fuck.
to thin a little bit around you, and the stems of the trees start to become very, very thin and high instead. And you see in the clearing there stand a cart, unsurprisingly. Looks very much like a cart that is way too full of shit. It's wooden. It does have pull handles, so from the distance you don't see any beast of burden as such. It looks like there's a small, like almost a cabinet built on top of it, and from it is just stuff dangling and hanging off it. You can't quite see what it is, but you can like see just beads of color and such on this card. It looks a little bit lopsided. It doesn't look entirely structurally sound.
I was really hoping for some sort of big wheeled animal. Ah.
Maybe next time. And as Finn pats him on the back. As we're into this clearing, can I take a look around to see if there's anyone like?
Yeah, go for it.
Perception?
Perception.
Guidance! Can I guidance myself?
You can guidance yourself.
Yay! So that's 24 plus a d4 is 28.
Okay. As all of you step like slightly towards the entrance of this clearing, or the opening of the forest, so to say, and you all see materialize seemingly out of nowhere next to Finn this crooked old lady. Right next to you, Finn, just like as you're looking around with you, and this long fairy tale witch, crooked nose, greyish skin, hair that hangs just in these long matted bits down her face. She wears some form of grey dress with a scarf pulled over it. Ah. What are you looking for here, dearie? Could it
Hello.
be me?
Oh. And pleasure to meet you. What's your name? Finn says, obviously not rattled in the slightest.
You see her kind and walks over towards her card with an ever so slight limp. And you notice before she answers you, she definitely leaves tracks.
Okay.
As she walks towards her card, looks back. You can call me Madame Wolka.
That name again?
Wolka. W-O-L-K-A. And Eridrian, you can make me a history check.
Yes.
His face was already there. Wait a fucking minute.
You
13.
stole my childhood.
13. Okay. Oh, that name rings a bell, and you're not entirely sure what from per se. But you have to like, oh, I know that name, and the hair on the back of your neck kind of stands on edge a little bit.
DM,
Yes.
is this individual similar to the one that a long time ago the party faced in the road?
Yes and no. Similar in the way that Eridrian isn't Eladrin, and some other Eladrin are also Eladrin.
Okay.
But, you know, there's definitely not exactly the same.
Not exactly the same, but the same kind of, but not really.
You could see it as such.
Okay.
What race is this old woman?
Wow. Campbell, you just asked that.
You can roll a nature check, and I will give you advantage on this roll.
I will put my hand on Daenerys' shoulder and just kind of whisper, like,
Double 17s.
don't think we should touch anything on the car.
Yeah, no, let's not. Thank you.
With a 17? Ooh, this is a hag. This is certainly a hag. And
I did wonder.
specifically, hags encountered within the Fae, not necessarily evil, but definitely self-serving, interested in their own goals.
Not necessarily evil.
DM,
Yes.
as this hag is limping away from us, can I cast on myself protection from good and evil?
Certainly.
Sorry, protection from evil and good.
The order is
Actually, no. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to cast magic when this person's just is like a few feet away from us. I've learned from this. No, this is a bad thing to do. Never mind.
It is considered rude.
It is considered rude
I will
indeed.
say just in time.
Well,
okay.
friends, I'm sure we have taken more than enough of Madame Walker's time. I think we have places to be, and we are in a little bit of a rush. Should we continue?
Oh, really? And where is it you go? And she looks at you, Eridrian, of the Sealy Court.
I am going to be completely poker-faced, and I'm going to say to her directly, yes, we had to see my lady, Tatiana.
Tharion has kind of like woken up and is watching Iridrian with a great deal of curiosity because this is the first Fae on Fae word-based encounter he's
Like-
witnessed.
I'm definitely delivering that with the tone of name-dropping and like first name terms.
There's no better way to describe it than to say she is circling. She's walking in half circles in front of you, but you definitely have the impression of like a shark or a large, scary feline creature circling. As she's walking kind of back and forth, like the Lady of the Changing Winds herself.
Maybe
How
the changing
exciting.
winds.
Would you not want to play the game before you go?
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
While this conversation's happening, can Daenerys skulk away into sneakiness?
Is that Lady of the Changing Winds?
Yes, and you can certainly try. You would know that, like, you have been seen by her. You can certainly try and make yourself scarce. But you can't pretend you were never there.
Well, Daenerys goes one way. I'm going to just nonchalantly walk towards the middle of the clearing on the path going through.
And Greki
Okay.
will be with Riva. Like, I want to indicate to Greki to follow Riva.
Okay, and you want to kind of stealth into the underbrush?
Yes, please.
In that case, give me a stealth check.
So I'm hoping that this hag doesn't have fucking chameleon eyes. So I'm hoping that Reaver walking in one direction means that Daenerys can walk in the other on.
Yeah,
So
I was
you-
kind of wanting Greki to be a
Are you
distraction.
helping?
Like yeah, in a helping manner in the way that
Mhm,
Daenerys
mhm.
starts slinking off. I start walking towards because the cart's in the middle of the clearing, right?
Yes.
So I start walking towards the cart, hoping to kind of catch her eye.
So, Denarian still rolls a normal, not advantaged stealth check, but it has been noted. What did you roll, Denarian?
22.
Did you say 22?
22.
Okay. Yes, Finn.
Whilst Daenerys going one way, Reaver's going the other. Can Finn ask, what game?
Well, she walks towards her cart,
Fuck off if I'm not going to ask.
past Reaver, and on the way, Reaver, you hear this creaking noise as she walks past you, and you look at her, and there's these weird growths on her body, and it almost seems like part of her skin is almost bark-like, and it looks a bit like she has holes, as in you can see through the surface layer of the skin, and there's just this black void underneath it, covered up by bark. Yes,
No.
Irene.
Nope.
A Dramalek had similar adjectives used to describe them.
No. He had stones under his skin.
Yeah.
But
No, this is more like the mind flayers and stuff like that we were just with had the barkiness to them that
Yes.
I can imagine if you're not from.
No
Very
worries,
much
no worries.
so.
Yeah.
And as she walks past, you smell this very, very kind of sweet but not pleasant smell of very damp wood that's been wet for a long period of time. She walks over to her wagon, and you see her look at it and pull open several small doors on it. She goes, "Off to see the lady. What game?" They ask. "What game?" "No children here." She seems to inhale deeply. And you see her like open something and go, "Shh," close it, and then open another small cabinet and pull out what looks like a small bag. "Well, if you want to play, we can play a game of cards."
Fucking hell. DM,
Yes.
does this look similar to the bag the hag had last time that we managed to get all our goodies from?
Not at all.
Okay.
This
Doesn't
one
look
has
like a dream bag.
this one has a cart like
Yes.
that.
And the last one was chasing after a cart and was like, "Oh, but I just dropped my things and didn't. Oh,
So
fuck!" And it just tried to
that's-
kill us.
That was there's a definite difference between hag that has somehow landed on the material plane and Feywilde hag. This is a very different sort of the same species, if you will.
This is old magic.
it's almost like the one on the material plane was just trying, pretending, dressing up as the real thing.
It's more like the one on the material plane had different intentions. So far, it's been sinister, but not necessarily evil straight away.
No,
The hag
yes.
that you encountered on the material plane very much gave you the impression that, oh god, this is bad, we should immediately dispatch this creature.
It's been pleasant sinister.
Ah,
Wow, what a sentence. So she's offering to play a game of cards.
indeed, and she looks at you, Finn, as well as Eridrian. It's like, would you not like to draw?
Ooh, I want to.
What
But
kind of game is
I
it?
look to Iridrian for Iridrian to lead because this is his home, and I need to be able to emulate his mannerisms for when I infiltrate the court and seduce his lady. What?
I'm walking with Grecki to the other side of the clearing.
Okay.
Me and Grecki,
What's-
we out.
Can Finn ask, what kind of game is it? What happens? What's the stakes?
You draw,
It's
and what you draw, that happens. And if you don't like what you draw, well, I'm sure we can make a deal. After all, and she looks over at Eridrian. We love a good deal around here.
I'm going to give a really smug smile and say, well, if there are deals involved, I'm sure we can stick around for a draw or two. Right, Finn?
Sorry, I'm semi-hyperventilating here because I am so torn right now.
Think, Finn. What would Sam say?
That's not what I want on a bracelet. What would Sam do?
Like,
I did
sorry,
promise
says
you.
this, and is just like checking his nails. What would Sam do?
Can I give a look to Ridrian of like, if this goes bad, can you help me with this? Like
Am I fucked?
I'm just going to smile innocently and say, I promised you an authentic Feywilde experience.
Oh, we're such tourists.
oh god, am I gonna get fucking hoodwinked and I'm gonna turn into a cabbage? Oh fuck.
As she sees your,
Also,
like, you look at each other, Syri and Nax, Dunerian from a distance, you watch her just look at him like, almost like a vulture who waits on the lion to be done. And out of one of the satchels on her belt, she pulls what looks like some form of bird claw, maybe a chicken claw, and she just starts gnawing on one of the nails on it.
if we were to play this game, oh lovely madam, what are you say that you draw the cards, and if I don't like it, there could be deals made, and if you don't like the card I draw, will there still be a deal made?
Oh no, dearie. You draw the card. And I get to enjoy the outcome regardless. And if you don't like it, then you can make a deal.
That sounds like a stacked deck if I've ever heard one. Oh.
Arian has just
Eridrian?
committed in his mind the next time we visit a town where there are artists and fabricators that he is going to acquire a deck.
Ridrian,
Yes, Finn?
you're right. You did promise us an authentic Feywilde experience. Show us how it's done then, for us tourists.
You're no fun.
No fun if I already know the game.
Finn, if you don't, I'm going
to regret this. I'm going to draw one
Oh,
card.
thank goodness.
I hate this. I love it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I love it.
Finn,
Alright, dearie.
your
Fuck.
before
Sorry, sorry.
Finn draws a card, I just want to say, Finn, your ability to make incredible life decisions in the heat of the moment has always been an inspiration for me, and I thank you for being in my life. That inspire Finn.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, part of me is like, I am rubbing off on him.
That's what I rolled for.
Sure.
So that's cool.
She
In the worst
Okay.
possible way.
holds this very nice small bag out towards you and says, remember, if you don't like it, you've got 5 seconds. Could you roll me a d20? Yes, Nax.
Ah!
Oh, he's counting. Oh god. Could you roll me a d20?
Yes. I heard. Don't worry. Oh, believe me. I heard you the first time.
Okay.
I'm just wondering. So no. It's just I'm wondering which D20 is going to betray me now. Okay. Okay. 19.
Oh!
Okay.
That's. No box head. Oh. Okay. I'm not shitty at all. What are you talking about? I'm collected.
Alright. As you draw a card, and on it, you see what looks like a person with like a clown's hat, holding a skull in one hand, balancing on a set of stones, grinning with you. And as you look at the card, you see just this one small insect crawl out of the nose and into the mouth of this grinning figure. 5 seconds.
Wait, sorry. Can I? Sorry, I'm bad. Can I hear that again, please?
Okay. Figure with a clown's head, holding a skull in one hand, balancing on a set of stones. They're grinning at you. And I said, as you're looking at it, you see what looks like an insect crawl out of its nose and
like
into
any
the mouth.
Is there...
sorry, an insect, is it a specific kind of insect? Is it like a butterfly insect, or is
it? It's this big.
Are there any words on the card for him to read?
2.
And wait, so can I redraw a different card, or do
No,
I put that one
that's
back
it.
and pull?
It's a yes or no. Time's up.
No. Wait, sorry, I'm sorry. Don't let's have a reminder panic attack now. As in, I can put the card back, or as in, like.
No, do you accept the card or not?
The only option is trying to strike a deal
to change what I would apparently. So accept it or strike a deal.
Zero.
I'm gonna accept the card. Fuck it.
Okay.
See what happens. Let's fucking roll this dice. Oh god.
You've already
the
rolled
card
it.
you've drawn. Well, dearie.
No, I don't.
You cannot leave until you draw 2 more.
Oh!
Can I have 2 more D20 rolls from you?
Quick question. I'm not sure I believe that statement. Like, in Sarian's mind, I'm not saying anything. I'm just
you
like.
can roll an insight check.
I would love to, because the
Can
first
I
thing
also
I
roll it? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Says who? That is a 22 on insight. 11 plus 11.
She seems as honest as any person is that is making like a good deal. This is her joy.
She's here for this.
Okay, so roll twice more.
Roll twice more. And with every drawn card, you have 5 seconds to decide whether you want to keep the card or whether you wish to not keep the card and make a deal with the hag.
And can I just ask a quick question for the DM?
Mm-hmm.
Did you deliberately put the fucking card that makes you draw 2 more as the first card that you want to draw?
No,
God
you rolled
damn
a
it.
19.
Okay. I shit you not, an 18
Okay.
Natural 1.
and a 16.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having almost palpitations at this point.
Okay. The first card that you draw,
The first card.
in
Right,
addition
yep.
to it, you look at, and on it, you see an entirely hooded figure. You can't see the face. The card itself appears black. This figure appears black. You can barely see the silhouette against the outline of the background. They appear to be holding 2 daggers?
Okay. I don't want that card. That sounds bad. That sounds very, very fucking bad.
All sound bad.
Fuck me. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that one, unfortunately, because that just sounds like that sounds fucking terrible.
Alright, dearie, you don't want it?
No, I do not wish for this card.
Okay. And she grabs your hand.
Oh.
A deal is a deal. You can remove 2 from your total constitution score. As you feel what feels like a part of your soul leave your body.
Do we see anything at this?
As she grabs his hand, you hear her go,
You hear Finn fucking choking, essentially. Oh fuck!
I'd like to do
fuck.
another insight check on the situation and just get a sense of what's happening.
So you can't re-roll 5 seconds after you've rolled the first one.
Sorry. I'm just trying to. I can't really do it on deep. Fine. Yeah. If I can note, I'll note
Just
it down.
note
but
it down. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks at you. Last card, dearie. And the card that you drew with your second roll.
Oh shit! It's already drawn. Fantastic.
You turn it around. You see what looks like your home in Thule, the very, very simple white house. But it looks like it is in ruins. The strawberry bushes in front of it are all like blackened and brown and dried out. You see the small tree hut that Denarian has made seems to have fallen apart.
I fucking hate this. I hate this so fucking much. Well, fuck me. I mean, then let's make a deal instead of just forcing a result upon me.
You're the one that drew the card.
But you never finalized the deal.
By drawing the card, you made the deal, dear. That's the game.
You said we'd make a deal if I didn't want it. You never said the deal was already struck.
If you want to propose a better one, I'm all ears.
Well, what do you want if I reject this card?
What do you carry that is worth most to you?
Fuck me. The thing that would be worth most to Finn would probably be the last lock of Josephine's hair.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck me.
Tim, maybe you should.
Yes, Iridrian.
Maybe you should just take the card.
It looks like this card doesn't just affect me, Iridrian. That's the problem.
And he's already rejected it. 5 seconds and his time is up. So I'm just waiting. Unless you have a better deal?
Utterly, before she finishes, utterly disgusted, Finn rips the cord around his neck and throws the little satchel he has around his chest at her.
She opens it, looks at it, and you see her eyes go wide. And that, true love. That is a deal accepted. I love playing games. Thank you so much, Eladrin, for bringing this one. Do you wish to draw?
I suppose I could draw a quick card.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would like to draw a card, please.
Have to plug my phone in. Yes.
Do consider for a moment
Yes.
what you would do if you were to level up with your next long rest.
Thanks, Marissa.
Right. Okay.
Because you did accept the first card.
Oh shit! I mean, yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'll
As she
consider.
turns to Eredrian, no rush, take your time with it, don't have to decide on it now. Okay, let me just shovel the deck for a moment. And you see her shake the satchel, not take any cards out. And the outside of the satchel that she's holding seems to change color. It seems to go through like this variation of colors over it, from grey to black to dark red to dark blue to dark green to light green. And she looks at you and settles on a gold and holds it out to you. Alright, dearie, you draw the card. 5 seconds to decide yes or no.
I would like to close my eyes and draw a card.
Okay,
If
Oh
possible.
god.
roll me a d20.
That is a 19.
Now that card, unfortunately, has
Would you like me to roll again?
no, you're
No,
gonna
she
get
shuffled
the
the deck.
new 19, so to say,
Ooh.
which is
Dude, I cannot believe you've done this.
you look at
I
this
believe I've
card,
done this.
Eredrian, and it is like looking in a mirror for a moment. But instead of seeing your own beautiful visage, you see yourself having this monstrous face. And it seems to scream and growl at you. A bit like Dorian Gray's image, almost. It seems rotten. The hair is writhing as if alive. She stands there.
Always wanted a less handsome brother. I think I accept.
Oh. Very well. You will take a -2 penalty on all saving throws. As you look at the card, and you, and only you, hear in your ears this kind of growling, but in your own voice, and like a form of tinnitus, it sits in your ear.
Is it saying anything or is it just growling?
It's just growling. It's just. And you know how when you hear your own voice, like on camera or on a recording, it always sounds different than it does in your own head, and you have that weird, like, dissonance? That is what you're hearing.
Marissa,
Yes.
when all this is happening, could I be sneaking around perimeter
Certainly.
in order to make my way to the cart?
Towards the cart.
Is she at the cart doing the tarot
Yes.
cards?
So she does have her back turned towards the cart, but the cart is in the middle of the clearing, just so you know.
And she's at one side of the cart
Yes.
with her back to it. Can
Yes.
I be sneaking towards the cart from the other side, please?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Alright, dearie. What say you? One more? Keep it at that?
I'm quite alright. One was more than enough for me, thank you.
We all fear being confronted by ourselves, don't we? Yes, Syrian.
Marion takes out a single copper piece and just readies it for once Eridrian and the others have finished talking to Madame Walker.
Okay. Alright, anyone else who would like to play a game?
I'd like to play a game,
Oh,
but I've got one for you. And Sarian holds up the coin, puts it on his hand, flips it, and just says, heads or tails?
Ooh.
See, I gave you the outcome of my game.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
You-
I did.
We had no idea. I'll tell you what's going to happen as it reaches it. I'm going to catch it. And then whatever happens will happen. Same rules as yours. You're going to miss your chance to play. Here it comes.
Can I have an initiative roll from you?
Oh, what, sorry?
An initiative roll.
You can. 17.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
She watches the copper piece, and you have this almost slow motion where you see it, and you see her reach out as it is about to land in your hand. And you feel it like the first bit, like imagine that you know the whoa, whoa. You feel it ever so slightly touch your hand, and she goes, tails.
And I catch it. Put it on the back of my hand. And
Now, exactly.
now.
What is heads and what is tails? I presume she gets to roll since she's playing.
Yeah, let's say roll a d6. Odds are heads, tails are evens.
Okay, I will use
First
Ryan as
mate.
witness.
Mhm.
Which ones were odds and which ones were
I will
evens?
bear witness, I guess.
Odds were tails. Heads were evens. Yes,
Heads, evens. Okay.
Yep.
And she chose a tails, so she chose an
I think
odd.
so. Yeah.
That is a 5.
Oh,
I give her my most dazzling smile, and I say, "Well, there you go. You win."
Delightfully unimaginative.
Oh, we'll see.
Now, if that is all, I've got places to go, ladies to avoid. And she turns around and starts walking back to her cart. Denarian, where you are doing.
So I would want to be doing this the entire time. I don't know how much I would have progressed to get to the cart.
So, are you approaching from like the entire other site? So that you're
So
directly
whichever is
behind it?
out of her line of sight.
Okay.
So as soon as I'm kind of out of her line of sight, I'd like to sneak towards the cart.
You would probably reach the cart, considering you have to move slowly, especially as you're going through a clearing. You'd probably reach the cart the moment that she moves towards Syrian.
So okay. Is there any entrances to the cart from this side?
Roll me an investigation check.
That is a 19.
There appear to be no entrances to it at all.
What?
It just appears to be one big cabinet with varying doors and
What's-
nooks and crannies.
It made from? What's the material?
Wood. That's all wood. There's the occasional curtain that hangs in front of something, and it's all.
Kinda-
It's like someone has molded a house out of tiny cabinets.
There's no windows, no like...
I mean, there's plenty of small doors that you can open.
Oh yeah, I'll open a door. Oh yeah. What? Yes.
Roll me a d100.
Okay.
Both
my
of the
God.
Can you do that?
percentile,
this session.
not just the decimal dice, both
A D100.
dice. Yes.
Oh wait, both dice. Wait, so what is... How do I... So that's 2 D10s.
Yes.
Mercer,
3...
Yes.
thank you for all this.
Two.
This is
32.
32. Okay. You You just open one of the doors, and inside it, you see a small, what looks like a cage, full of pixies. That
Do the
the
pixies
moment
look-
you open that door, all start to go like.
Do the pixies look happy to be caged?
Oh no.
I'm
No,
gonna
they do not.
immediately
They
let
are
them go.
fluttering around in there.
I'm gonna immediately release them.
Okay, cage is locked. So you're going to
Um,
either have to search for a lock or take out a small cage.
I'm going to take the cage out, put it on the floor, then open a new door.
Okay, roll me D100s again. You hear in the background, you win.
Okay. 9. 5. 95.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You open the door with the dragon in it.
You open a door. Within it, what looks like a very, very unassuming liar.
Liar.
A liar. Small.
That's
8
an instrument.
strings.
Oh.
Bling, bling, bling,
Okay.
bling, bling.
Take the strings. Take it all.
I am going to. I just heard the "You Win" by Syrian. I'm going to take the lyre in one hand, take the pixies in the other hand, and run back where I came.
Roll me another stealth check.
Go, Daenerys, go! You can do it! I believe in you!
Oh no! 14.
Oh
Okay.
no.
As you start booking it, you hear, Daddy, I don't believe those belong to you, and we haven't decided you can have them for anything.
I'm going to stop mid-run.
Hands out
Look
as
around.
well.
Like your hands out, one like the lion in one hand, the pixies in the other. I'm gonna look over my shoulder. Who me?
Oh dear.
I look at pixies. I believe these want to be free. I don't think you own them. You can't own animals. They're not yours.
Oh, yes, I can. They lost their deal.
They lost their what, sorry?
They lost their deal.
Did they make a deal with you? Can
If
they
you
make
wish.
deals?
What are you? And she walks over to you, and she just gets real close to your face, and you can hear her inhale, and there's an ever so slight wheeze and rattle as she does. She goes, a rare elf. Ooh. Do you wish to be in my collection in exchange for the pixies? I
You
don't think
can't-
you fit in their cabinet.
You can't own animals or pixies or people, even if they make a deal with you.
I believe where you come from they call it jail.
Jail.
How quaint!
I look at the pixies. Have you been bad pixies?
They just flutter in a panic, obvious panic, all of them in there. And you just hear this, which is probably going to be filtered out by the microphone. It's like,
I will look at the lyre and say, I'll trade you the lyre, I guess.
oh dearie, touching the lyre was a mistake to begin with. The question is, how much further are you going to carry that mistake? Have you asked the lyre its name?
Oh, Dibs.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, Lyle, what is your name?
You hear in your head. A name? A name? Someone's asking me for my name? What's this? My name? Oh, what was my name? What was my name? I'll get back to you. Hello? Who are you?
I'm Danuin. You can think of your name in a while, or I can give you a name. But you can think on it. It's fine. No
I'm
rush.
fine. Yes. I'm fine.
No rush. Olaya, this woman, is she a nice woman?
This woman. Well, nice. What is nice, really? Nice is such an overrated statement sometimes. I think nice is subjective. I'm still a liar. I could have been Kindlewood. I suppose it's nice.
Okay, so I go from... I didn't pick up the last line. What was the last line you
Could
said?
have been.
I suppose that's nice.
I could have been Kindlewood. I suppose that's nice.
Okay, so I go from
Wow.
asking one object in one hand, I go back to the pixies, cast Speak with Animals, and ask, is this woman nice?
So, the pixies are not animals. So speak with animals doesn't work.
Okay. But
Ooh.
All
do
of
I
you,
know
by the way,
what
the
I-
rest of you, see Daenerys talk to a cage with pixies and a lyre in his hand.
would I know how to talk with pixies? Is something I would know?
You've seen Eridrian talk to one in the maze once. I want to
In
say
Sylvan?
Sylvan at the time.
Okay, I'll talk in Sylvan. Is this woman a nice woman?
No, help us, help us! Let us out! Help, help, help! No.
Okay, last person to ask. Woman, are you a nice woman?
Her name is Madame Wolka.
Am I a nice woman? Oh, dearie. I suppose one of your friends right now might find me nice and the other one might not. And she touches her face, and in front of you, you see this beautiful woman, like breathtakingly stunning. It's almost like there's this kind of magical light coming from behind her, bathing her in this golden glow. And she's got this long auburn hair flowing down her sides. It looks luscious. She looks very, very healthy in stature. And she looks at you and is like, I'm sure there are many who would call me nice.
Danoon just like raises an eyebrow. This doesn't make you nicer.
Strokes her own face again. And you see her look like her initial self. Oh, dearie. Not too new, but there are plenty who would like it.
Are your deals balanced?
Of course not, but everyone knows what they're getting into when they make one. I never make a deal without consent. That's not how deals work.
Okay, what's our deal then?
Oh. Let's see. What do you have? I want one vial of your blood.
Oh, fucking hell.
I
Can
do
I-
make more blood.
Can I make a deal with you, Madame Wolka? We've already played a game.
Your game was terribly unimaginative, and maybe after
Yes.
this deal is done.
That's fair. You haven't received your prize yet, so we'll talk.
Okay, what will you give me for some of my blood?
You can have the pixies.
I look down at pixies. I have a lot of blood. I do make more blood. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, dearie. This will only hurt a little bit. And out of her hair, she plucks what looks like a big mosquito. And she sets it on your arm. And you can see it. as you have this kind of automatic like
Yeah.
feeling, and you see its elongated butt just fill up with your blood. And when it's completely filled, it lets go, buzzes back over to her, and she just rips off the head, licks a finger, stoppers it somehow, puts the file
What was that
away.
she said? Something somehow?
Stoppers it.
She
I
tore
know.
its head off and made it a bottle.
It was horrendous. I'll come back to that. I guess this loot is yours, then.
Fire.
Thank you for the pixies.
Thanks, dearie. That was a good deal.
I walk back to the party, very happy. course.
Okay. Now then. Yes.
I'll trade you one of my own personal musical instruments, one that particularly holds a lot of sentimental value to me, in exchange for that lyre.
But that lyre is worth a lot.
Yeah, but I saw your reaction to that lock of hair. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This instrument I've carried with me for a long time. It means a lot to me. Not quite that much.
Dearie, what means much more to you is the trust you get from these others. Or maybe even your free will, or the power of your voice. Those are much more interesting deals. What you feel for your instrument is nothing compared to what he feels for his long-loved love.
It's true. Which is why I'm not trying to bargain for one of your cards drawn freely, or one of my choosing, which that would be something worth. No, I'm offering you an instrument for an instrument.
I'm not a shop.
I know. I'm making a bargain with you.
Terrible bargain.
Yeah, you've made several today.
Such is my charm.
I know, you are charming.
How about some of that sweet voice? I'll take that.
I'll give you a song, but you can't have my voice. Tell you what, I'll give you... No, you already won that, and it's going to be a surprise for later. Yeah, a song. I'll write you a song, and I will sing it. I will sing it to you, and I will sing it everywhere I go.
I've
Telling
got
people
songs
of...
written about me already. Terrifying
But yeah,
ones. Some
this
beautiful.
one, a siren song to lure children to I don't know, accept deals from strangers in the middle of the woods.
They exist.
What was that?
They exist.
Yes. And who sings them?
How do you think your friend knew my name? Lullabies he can barely remember, maybe. No, Daddy. Your voice? I do that. Or I can't really take their trust.
Yeah, they don't trust me to begin with.
Your free will, now that would be an interesting one.
It would be. Unfortunately, I kind of already am teasing someone else with that. So I can't, it would be unethical for me to two-time.
Well, then there's only one bargaining chip left.
Yeah, there is. That's a shame. You don't want the instrument? You don't want the song? Package deal. You'll still get your prize from the game earlier. I am.
It's either all of the voice or nothing. She
Your
walks
loss.
over back to her card.
What value is something that you already have? Worthless?
What
We
value
both
in
know
me
that-
to me?
We both know the true value is in what you take from other people.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're just salty because it was my terms, not yours.
Oh, I know. You're just salty because you really want to know what this liar is. And
Oh,
you
it's a
don't.
person you've turned into a liar.
Oh no, it wasn't even me.
It wasn't even you. Oh,
Just to make
what
you
a shame.
curious.
no, I'm not Finn.
Me.
Reaver's
Well-
like at the edge of the enclosure with Greggy being like, "What the fuck are they doing? It's a hag. Come on, let's leave. Leave. What? Stay here."
Alright.
Okay, if you don't want a bargain, well, I guess a few more years you'll be the one seeking me out. I'll remember you turned me down.
I look forward to it.
Me too. Oh god, I've got to type.
And opens one of the cabinets. It's the liar in. Closes it again. I wish you all such a lovely, lovely day.
It kind of goes without saying, I think, for the party, that Nax was the only one who didn't try and make a deal with the insane hag for power. So
Nax has all the power he needs.
that's character growth, and then the opposite for the rest of the party.
I've been
Curi-
consistent in my character.
My
As we're
curiosity got the better of me,
Mine
and
didn't. I
I
was trying to give her
regret
the
it
coconuts.
immensely. As Finn says, and then coughs.
Are you okay,
Daenerys.
Finn?
Oh.
Ah,
It's-
I lost a lot today. And he serendipitous, he just subconsciously scratches the spot on his chest.
Daenerys realizes he never got the key to the cages.
Does it have a door? Is it a
I would like
small
to know.
tiny
I'd
cage
like to
with
look
no
at
door?
this. Does it have a door? Is there a lock? Is there a way to open it?
It does not have a door.
It's a small
Oh,
tiny
no.
cage with no
Yep.
door. We finally found out.
I apologize to the pixies and promise them that I will let them escape as soon as I can find a way.
They chatter to you in their high voices. And you get like a mixture of help, let us out, and thank you.
I'm just gonna dangle it from put it in my pack, I guess.
As long as you
And
have
that's-
the tiny cage on you, you do have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Of course I do. Unless I put it in my bag of holding.
No.
You're gonna put the pixies in a bag of holding?
I'm not gonna. I know how
Okay.
oxygen works. It's
Well-
going in my
Want
normal
to-
backpack.
The worst part is you put them in there, you take them out, you just get skeletons because 1,000 years passed in your bag of holding.
Oh yeah, the dimensional
Oh, yeah.
gap in between. No perishables in the bag of holding for a while, guys.
It's okay.
If you put
It's,
enough whiskey in there, it comes out great.
it's
Ooh.
only a problem when we collapse the uncertainty barrier.
Alright, do you guys move on?
Yep.
Yes.
There's nothing else to do here. Don't look so
Um,
glum, Finn. Can you tell me why you entertained her?
As you walk over towards where Reaver is, Reaver's like, "You guys are fucking idiots."
Cracky.
That was
Oh.
never in doubt.
Yeah, but can you tell me why you did that?
I foolishly believed from the last hag encounter that everything would just go our way. And a part of me, a small part in the back of my mind, oddly enough, in the voice of Sam, came to me and went, "But what if just one? Just one?" And it was going to be only just one. And then it got away from me.
I
Miriam,
just
Yeah.
squeeze Finn's shoulder as we're walking away and be like, I know what that's like. You didn't lose anything that is present, real, and irreplaceable. You didn't, even if you think you did.
I feel like I definitely have.
What is a lock of hair? It is a candle next to the bonfire of the memory of the woman who lives within you still.
That's as
And if
lovely
you weren't
as that
already
is.
inspired, you'd be inspired again right now.
As lovely as that is, Siren, I feel hollower after that experience. It not just for the material possession, quote unquote, that I've lost. Part of me feels gone. I don't like it.
Physically, or like, are we talking like a value?
Physically,
Oh.
like I feel like I'm dehydrated, but not.
I hand him my water skin. Well, I know a good doctor.
As do I, but unfortunately he's not accepted any new patients.
We're probably thinking of a different doctor then. The one I'm thinking of would never turn away a patient.
That's fair. I need
And
some
if-
wine or something.
And if the one patient he would turn away was himself, then I'd tell him that he is looking for validation in all the wrong places.
I'm going to pat Finn on the shoulder and just
Other shoulder.
like low key cast
That's a restoration.
remove curse.
Ooh.
Basically, I go from me to Finn to Daenerys to Eridrian. Anybody who made contact with her properly, and I'm just like remove curse, remove curse, remove curse. Like,
I'm good. I didn't make any bargains.
You don't feel it taking effect.
Oh, but everyone else in the
I
party
have
is
an-
cursed except Finn.
I do have an
Eridrian.
answer to your previous question, DM, but whenever that may be applicable.
Eridrian, you were going to say something.
I realized I had misunderstood something, so never mind.
Okay.
I go to remove curse on Eridrian, and then I wait, and I'm like, where we're going, probably someone knows a lot better of what just happened than what I do. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah, why would he not be? Of all of us, he's the one who has least to worry about or
Siren,
lose.
you are still talking with Finn at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, this is parallel? Apologies.
I just kind of walked past and tapped Finn and kept going. I will try my best to insight check Eridrian because I'm fine is
Go for it.
after seeing the state that Finn is in.
Oh, that's really terrible, as the DM can see. That is 15.
16!
Can't fucking believe it.
I'm so shit at
Wow.
insight.
I literally rolled a 2.
This
Oh my god.
is high for me.
All right.
Happens sometimes.
I'm not 100% sure I believe what I'm saying.
I would just give like Eridrian like a knowing nod. The same kind of nod that every time bullshit happens that we just power through occurs. It's that kind of like, whatever, we'll get through. But like, yeah, okay. I'll just make sure to keep like an eye on Eridrian passively. Because like, Finn's over there being like, 7 years! And Eridrian's like, oh, I'm completely fine. But there's definitely yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Eridrian because Sam's on Finn. That's fine.
Okay. Tapping him with remove curse.
Yep.
Doesn't do anything.
Oh no, I didn't tap Eridrian.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go see Tatiana, who probably knows a lot more than Reaver does about anything that's going on here. So
Fair enough.
so he can admit what he did to her.
Like, Ryan. Continue.
Okay. As
Marissa?
you carry on, Denarian, can I have from you a wisdom saving throw? Ooh, and you would have
Okay.
advantage on this.
Oh,
Being
is
a
this
half-elf.
charm? That is a 18.
Fuck, she
Okay.
was quick.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do while you travel?
Yes.
Reaver just like metaing, like rubs his left shoulder.
Oh no.
An old arrow wound starts to hurt.
He's near.
Marissa,
Yes.
can I don't want to break off from the group, but if like just maybe like 5 feet away for a second, and just and under my breath say, I've been a fool. I've lost something I can't get back. Please help me with my vitality. I wish to be whole again. And I'd like to cast Divine Intervention.
Okay. Go for it.
92!
92.
Aw.
Yeah,
The-
really
that's
not
the
fucking
opposite
on
of
the
what you
cards
want.
today.
Yeah.
That is definitely not.
I mean, there would have been times where that would have been a good number.
That would be great, but not now.
So,
That's
The
okay.
good news is that if you want, you could add 1d10 to that from inspiration.
Does it go all the way around? Does it if it goes to 102 is that
No.
2?
There's no integer overflow here, I'm sorry.
Okay, it was worth a shot.
That could have been.
It's a signed integer.
That was it, thank
Alright.
you.
is there anything else you wish to do while you travel other than pray and admit that you maybe were wrong?
Oh, I wholeheartedly admit I was wrong.
I'm just being there for Finn.
Okay.
And then I get distracted. Ridrian,
Tharian?
can you teach me how to navigate the Feywilde?
Certainly. Stand still, close your eyes, think real hard,
Yeah, okay.
and we'll catch up with you shortly.
Amazing, fantastic. I keep my eyes open and I keep walking with Ridrian.
Okay.
You did agree to teach me though. That was the first word you said.
It just did.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Okay. I lead the way.
Where do you want to go?
Tatiana's luxurious summer palace. A place of revelry, of fine delights, peace and relaxation, of intrigue, deception, of handsome and beautiful Eladrin. The Sealy Courts, it's glorious and it is so beautiful, I think I might die.
Okay.
Oh.
How are you feeling after what just happened?
How am I feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Part of me feels smug. Part of me feels frustrated. Most of me feels. Most of me is looking forwards, thinking about the future and is trying to forget that, but not like actively trying to forget it. Just like that's irrelevant now. It's in the past.
When you say trying to forget the future, what future are you talking about?
Thinking of the future, trying to not focusing on what's just happened, thinking about where we're going next. My current focus is I want to get a new thing. I want to learn, grow,
Got it.
have more things that I can trade to hags in the future, kind of thing.
Could I, in that case, have first a charisma saving throw?
A charisma saving throw. You
Yes.
may. That is. Oh no, I rolled a 4. 14?
Okay. And can I then have from you either a survival or a persuasion check?
Persuasion check. Yeah, you can have one of those. I rolled an 11, so that is a 26. What can I say? Feywilde loves me.
Okay. As you're like, okay, yeah, leading the way. Tatiana's Palace of Decadence, Summer.
I didn't say
Ceiling Court.
decadence. Yes. I wouldn't
the
say
summarized
no to
version of what you just
decadence.
said.
I wouldn't say no to decadence.
And you
Ever.
try and forget about the hack and what just happened. Focus on the future. Do not focus on what just happened. Trying to forget about that. Focusing on going forwards.
Yeah. It's a shame she wouldn't. It's a shame she wouldn't let me trade the coconuts of Mishakil for legendary magic lyre.
Eridrian,
Yes.
you notice a change in the path. To everyone else, even with high survival and navigation skills, possibly Finn, as far as you're concerned, you're walking through a forest. But to you, Eridrian, having followed the path, you can tell this path is going somewhere else now. Now, do you want to let Syrian lead, or do you want to interfere?
I will. Excuse me. I will let Sarian continue to lead. However, whereabouts is Finn in the rest of the party?
Finn would probably be, if that's the if you're in front, Finn would probably be behind, but not too far behind you.
Who's at the back?
Daenerys could be a back.
I'm gonna slow down until I'm at walking pace with Reva, and I'm just gonna mutter really quietly under my breath. We're not quite going in the right direction, but I'm not sure that's a bad thing.
Okay.
I think it would be better if more than just one person had experience traversing the Feywilde. If something dreadful happened, it would be good to have a backup. He could do it in practice.
Okay. Trust your judgment on this.
I just wanted someone else to be aware.
I will go from nonchalantly walking around admiring the scenery to nonchalantly walking around admiring the scenery.
Noted. Okay.
I do the exact opposite. I
Yes.
start whistling a jaunty tune and
Okay.
Oh no, he's too nonchalant. My danger sense is prickling.
Siren, you have this interesting feeling after maybe 5 minutes or so where there's something, it feels weird traveling through the Feywilde, but it's almost like you're in tune with the steps that you're taking. Each step feels purposeful, and you feel like you're leading yourself somewhere. Yes.
I'm not walking. Trauma is walking.
Trauma's walking. But it still feels like every tread you take.
Yeah, we've got a bond, and like there's that purposefulness. There's
Yeah.
that.
Well, I don't know if you, Citri, have ever done horse riding, but there's still, you get into a rhythm, and it's like with every sway, it feels right. You definitely have the idea that, strange as it sounds, you feel like you're leading yourself with purpose. And
here's my question.
Well, knowing what you know about how magic sometimes works with willpower and imagination.
Yep.
This is not necessarily an unfamiliar feeling. You would never have applied it to travel, but there's, especially for you, there's definitely something that feels almost intuitive about it. And you can see, thinking about the previous day when your legs were getting slightly tired and suddenly you just happened upon this beautiful glade that was perfect to set up camp. You can certainly see how Eridrian would lead you to such a place, and how, knowing him, he would use his knowledge and his sense of purpose to go somewhere. You definitely feel like, okay, this is a kind of travel that you could maybe get used to.
Yeah.
And as
Does it
you
feel
are
like
figuring this out,
uh-huh.
the unfortunate thing...
2 questions.
Yes.
What relating specifically to the experience of travel. One is, how similar is this to dreamwalking?
That's different in the way that you can shape the environment. You can properly shape the environment around you. You can wish for a mountain to be there, and there would be a mountain there.
But that is that a charismatic expression in the same way that I'm persuading the Feywilde to? Is it like
It's
the
more,
same underlying
It's
theme?
more like when you dreamwalk, you are 90% in control. There's 10% dream. And this would be the reverse. You feel like you're 10% in control. It's 90% the Feywilde. There's a symbiotic relationship.
Cool.
But
10% control.
The thing that you have the relationship with is definitely very powerful.
Oh yeah, I am down for powerful yet enigmatic, mysterious magical entities. No wonder I feel so at home here. Is there a theme song playing in my head right now? You described this sense of like drawing myself. Is there like a music associated with that? A particular genre, perhaps? What is the Feywilde singing?
That for Sam would give her a sense of purpose.
Specifically Sam?
Specifically Sam.
Interesting. Got it.
However,
it's the maze song all over again.
as you are able to will the environment to lead you, you're leading yourself through an environment, but you're also willing the environment to lead you. It is a lot more difficult to keep focusing on what you're wanting it to lead you to.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I do want a good, nice rest in a magical dream boat.
And it is maybe an hour or so of walking. Reaver, as you are on high alert, you would probably notice it first.
Great. Whatever this is.
Oh, fuck.
You see very, very thin, high trees. And you look down, and you see cart tracks below your feet.
Fucking hell.
Just a heads up. Sam, this is the same. You walked us in a circle.
I look down. I look back up. I look around. Nah.
I just fucking point at the tracks, like right, like I walk over and I just like I put my finger in front of Sam and just go and point right down at the tracks.
Nah, that couldn't happen. I look at Eridrian.
I smile sweetly.
Is this like where you want a round 2? What is happening here?
I wanted to go to like a Summer Queen's palace. Like, I don't know. I guess part of me was distracted and feelings of wanting terrible revenge and to rescue entrapped loots liars from evil hags. But well, okay, morally ambiguous. Like, what is nice? It's a subjective term. Hags, moralistically relative hags. I guess maybe that was on my mind, but it wasn't what I was thinking. Eridrian, how subconscious do I have to go?
Throughout that whole diatribe, my eyebrow is just gradually raising higher and higher and higher.
You put that back down.
Oh, Sam.
Are we gonna have to go through this clearing again?
Turn around.
Not if we turn around.
Yeah, that's possible. That's an option. Turn around. I need to clear my head before leading us in a different direction unless Iridrian wants to lead.
Perhaps someone else should get some experience. I think it's perhaps a good idea that we all get a bit of practice. Trying to navigate.
Gretty!
Finn, you're a sensible chap.
That's been brought into question today.
Yeah, absolutely not. He's in a poor mental state right now. I do not recommend it. As his not doctor.
As my own doctor, I can certainly still do that. If the party requires, so I shall. Finn gains slightly indignant. No, I could. Okay, Eridrian, can you specifically tell me how best to get to Tatiana? So I'm. Is there a particular methodology, or?
It's really more of a feeling. Just try and feel your way in the right direction.
Right. Okay. So Finn's going to think about when Tatiana materialized back in Thule. That kind of presence and the warmth, the leaves, and everything that was kind of brought in. Well, with that, he's gonna try and get with that that motherly yet very powerful presence she brought about, and just gonna try and keep that feeling in the front of his mind as he goes.
Okay. Now, Finn specifically has just had a little bit of a distressing moment.
That's so.
Yes.
Yes. So can I first have a charisma saving throw from you?
You can. Fuck, 14.
I rolled that. That's what
Yes.
I rolled.
You did
Everything's
roll that.
fine.
Okay.
And I didn't inspire you, and that was a mistake.
I mean, yeah, but that's long. That inspiration's long gone by now, I presume.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said I
it's
did.
definitely been more
Can I
than
cast
10
resistance? Can I cast resistance on myself?
Post.
Afterwards?
You don't
I
know what
forgot.
you're resisting against.
Ah, fair enough.
There's no, acid splash. I will.
Fair enough. No, that's
So,
fair.
This
If it's
check
a
is
gradual thing, sure.
entirely to see if you can stay focused.
Resistance against the Hibbigibiz.
Exactly. Resistance against your own thought. Do not think about pink elephant, basically.
Oh, ew, God, resisting is my own thoughts. Ugh.
Yeah. So, can I have either a survival or a persuasion check?
Persuasion, as if.
I'll say do it. That's a 6.
And with a +5 to my survival, that makes that a natural 1. I hate D&D Beyond. Fuck rolling D&D Beyond ever again. Fuckity fuck. Okay, yeah, so that's a 1 on my survival.
So, okay.
I love everything about this.
I hate it
You're
so
like, just
fucking much.
feel it.
So done with Feywilde.
Motherly, warmth, strong. Just feel it. One foot in front of the other. Going forward. Yes. Intuitive travel. You automatically look up to look at the stars that you use for a chart. There are... Nope. It's light. There's no stars above you. Shit. Landmarks. Landmarks, you know. Oh yeah, there's these long trees that go upwards. Wait, those lead to the hag. So you'd have to turn around. But everything just looks the same. Could I have a... Let's do the same thing. Roll me a d6. The question is odds or evens.
Oh no.
Oh!
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Friends.
3.
3.
Okay. You, Eridrian, you watch Finn go forward and you can feel it in your bones. He is walking, but he's not moving with the environment. He's just walking like a blind man stumbling through a forest that is made out of like Venus flytraps, so to say. You would watch him walk to the abyss at this rate. And as he's just stepping forward, you can see the environment, for one, is not changing. You're still making your way towards the clearing.
Can I interrupt?
Absolutely.
I'm just going to put my hand on his shoulder. Finn, marvelous job. We'll give you a bit more practice later. Denarian, would you like to have a go?
Of navigating.
Indeed, just think marvelous thoughts of the Lady Tatiana and...
Does it have to be of the Lady Tatiana? Can it be something else? I'm going to think of something else. Okay, let's go. Let's just start walking.
Just think about where we're headed. Where we're headed, where we're going. The place that we've come here for.
Well,
Hey,
I've got an
Denarian,
idea.
Why don't you tell me about the place you're taking us? And I'd like to help by helping him construct a story by asking the right questions.
So, Denarian,
Thinking about the place we're going.
two things.
Could-
One, what are you thinking of? Two, what are you talking about?
I have no idea.
I'm thinking of like waterfalls and like trees and like large mountains and maybe the sea glistening to the horizon. And then I'm getting distracted by something. There's like bees passing by. I don't know why there's bees in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly there's seagulls, and I'm following seagulls.
And then Sam asks you, talk to me where you're leading us.
Well, the seagulls, I was following them. Ask them.
What
So,
are there?
you're not on the road yet.
Why are there seagulls in the Feywilde? I don't know.
You don't know. Why do you think? Where do you think the seagulls are going? What route do you think they're taking us to get to Tatiana's palace? Is it by the sea? It must be. If there are seagulls there, we must be going to Tatiana's seaside palace.
I have an idea. I'm going to bring out the pixies. Pixies, where shall we go? Point.
Away!
They all point in a wildly different direction.
I try to follow that.
Oh my, that's actually appropriate.
Shall we see if
Star,
we can light one of them
roll me a
out?
persuasion or a survival check. Sorry, what was that, Max?
Shall we
I'm
see if we can let one of the pixies out?
Can you? Without letting them
Well-
out from life?
Oh, that's a non-nat 20.
Okay.
Maybe if... Okay, pixies, I want to let you out, but we need to get a key. And where we're going to get the key is Tatiana's place, right? So if you take us to Tatiana, Princess, Queen, whatever her face is, we'll
Queen
get
of the
escape.
Shifting winds. Changing
Roll me a
winds.
deception check.
No, that's a persuasion. That's totally
No, that's a
persuasion.
deception check. Because
No,
the key
I
is not
actually-
at Tatiana's place.
I think, honestly, that the key will be at Tatiana's place.
Okay. Considering Denarian's naivety, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I think that will be the best bet of getting free. That's still not good. That's like a 7.
Are they merely physically contained?
So, yeah, they're sitting in a cage maybe this big. Well, they're fluttering about in there. It doesn't appear to have any form of door or lock. It's barred entirely.
Can
You
I
can
see
stick
the
a finger
cage,
in it.
please?
Okay,
Sorry.
but promise to be nice. I give a pixies
Holding the
demands.
cage. I'm going to address them. Would you like out?
What language do you speak in?
Probably just common.
I will translate to Sylvan.
Okay. All of them, like this cacophony of small voices saying, yes, we want out, but very high pitched and fast. Like, yes, we want out.
I translate.
Can
They
you ask them
said
to stay
yes.
still?
Do so.
I'm going to stick my finger and touch one of them and cast gaseous form on it.
You see it And it's weird because its movement are a lot slower because it's a gaseous form now. And it was moving at, this probably like darting around. And it's still, you see this kind of bit of gas still moving frantically. This is a lot slower than it was moving as it goes through the bars.
Once it's out, I'm just going to dispel it.
And to you, it just kind of chirps at you as far as you're aware. But you, Denarian, you hear thank you, like just over and over again.
How many are in this cage?
There's maybe 5 in there.
Cool.
Well, 4 now, sorry. 5 minus 1, so 4 left.
Yeah.
Nax, what's the plan?
Well, we have one free. Can you make use of it now?
I was just gonna free them all. We're gonna make use of them.
Well, can they help us get where we need to go? And then, by then, I'll be able to release more of them.
Okay, if we release them all, then they may help us. I'll make this deal with them. Okay, I can make a deal. I'm not a hag. I can make deals. Okay,
And
Pixie, I'm not a hag, but if we release you all, can you lead us to Tatiana? Please. Thank you very much. Not a hag.
They all look at you. Oh, they want to go home. Does Discord pick that up?
Yes.
Yes, I want to go
Fantastic.
home. Oh, yes, lead us home.
And then they look over at Eridrian, and outside of the portal are still in the cage, which are just kind of like going somewhere between let me out, we know the way, we'll make a deal, all varieties of the phrases. The one that's out actually points at Eridrian, like, he knows the way to Tatiana.
He knows it.
Just totally grassed you up, right? Yes.
Eridrian.
Apparently you know the way to Tatiana.
Yes.
I mean, duh. Can I try again?
I suppose one more.
Okay,
But last chance, and then I'm taking the lead again.
that's fair.
Before you try again, Syrian, they turn Denarian to you while you're eating a Feywildish apple. And the one that's out, it's like, okay, deal. What did they change for that? What did they change for the freedom?
Yes. Nax, free them all, please.
What's the deal?
I've only got so many spell slots that are worthwhile playing this.
Okay, sorry, Pixies, but once a night we can release you after he sleeps. Needs sleeps to be stronger to let you out.
The question
so they
was,
ask in this
what's
very
the deal?
high-pitched voice
I ignored it.
what the deal is.
There is no deal. Just gonna let you out.
I can help get the last one, but I can't. I can only help with the last one.
I guess I could let the others out just now. Seems like quite a waste of more powerful magic, but I guess we can do this.
Can you not cast it on multiple creatures at once?
I don't believe so. I'll try anyway, but I don't think I can.
You made a globe of invulnerability move once. The universe won't pay
This is
attention
true.
if you just do it. Just say in a strong, confident voice, at the 5th level I cast gaseous form on all of them.
The
Oh, by
universe
the
is
way, I only
checking
realised the
your
other
rules.
day I totally picked the wrong spell. I meant to pick Autolux Resilient Sphere, or Glow, which you can roll, but you can only put yourself in.
And it's only resilient. It's not invulnerable.
Yes,
Well.
true. But it covers most situations, except maybe disintegrate.
So,
Right.
gaseous
I'll let all
form-
but one out. Yeah, I think it's only, it says one creature, willing creature.
Transform a willing creature you touch. On the farm.
There's
Doesn't
no
say
high level
anything
buff.
about multiple creatures.
No.
So
Oh no, higher one's Windwalk, right?
Yeah. Do you want to? Are you going to try and cast it? So that would be 3 more times. If
Yeah, I
Adrian
presume
gets the last one.
I can use a higher level spell slot. So.
Okay. Could you just roll me a d20?
Oh gosh. It was innocent the first time we asked it this evening, Mercer. It's not innocent anymore.
Ursa is always innocent.
15.
Okay. As you one by one gasify them and let them out, Eridrian, how are you getting the last one out?
Thunderstep.
I thought so.
Yeah.
It lets me take one willing creature with me, but it does AoE damage in the area that we leave. Hence why it had to be the last one.
So I presume you walk away a few feet before you boom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And then teleport like 10 feet away.
So you're now surrounded by these 5 flitting forms that are all in high-pitched voices thanking you in various ways. And then they all kind of look at each other and like, what do you want?
What do you mean? What do you
For a
want?
poem.
For free now?
Yeah, but they won't understand that until the debt is balanced between them because you gave them a gift which isn't part of a bargain and now they need that because that's the culture here. Eridrian?
He said deal.
Am I right?
What was that, DM?
So they, initially, Daenerys said that they made a deal.
Oh, who did you make the deal with?
You said it initially. Daenerys may not have intended it as such,
Did I?
but he told them
What
he was
did I
making
say?
a deal with them.
Oh, but the deal was to lead us to Tatiana, but our friend here knows how to go to Tatiana, so you're released from your deal. So you're free.
So what do you want?
What did they say?
So what do you want?
Oh, what do I want? Oh,
I think
guess.
clearly for such an incredible gift as their freedom, they should give us something incredibly valuable. I think perhaps Daenerys, their gratitude might even be something that we could ask for.
Ooh.
oh, that's deep.
I was gonna ask for a stick.
I was just gonna ask for some tea leaves. Some gratitude, though.
Tea, stick, gratitude.
Pardon?
And they say tea, stick, and gratitude, and you hear them all chirp among themselves again.
Yes, we got all.
Oh my god.
Tea, stick, and gratitude.
You're going to get something called gratitude.
Engraved on a stick.
And they all go, thank you, in various tones. And then, those of you with proficiency in perception, Syrian and Finn definitely, make me a perception check. You're muted, Finn.
24.
26.
Okay.
Nice.
Does anyone
There he is.
else have proficiency in perception that I'm forgetting?
Yeah, just 18.
Okay. So, Siren and Eridrian, Finn, I don't believe you speak Sylvan.
I do not.
I do.
As they fly off, you just barely catch them chirping among themselves. What sounds like various ways to put someone into a soup. As you hear, do we kill her? Make a broth out of the bones. Put the nose in the soup. It's crooked. We can use it as a spoon. As they
What have I
flit
done?
off into the distance.
Well,
I
those
just
were-
I look around. Did anyone else hear that?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
I
feel like we've done the right thing by freeing them.
Well, that's the
course.
most ominous thing I've heard all day. Right, can I try again? I've got a cunning plan.
I am terrified.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's
It
good.
is a 3-step plan. First.
That's far too many steps.
Oh, absolutely. But we'll get there in 3 steps, so it's fine. Denirian, do you have a musical instrument?
I do.
Amazing. I want you to play me a nice beat to dance to.
I have
Finn.
a drum.
Perfect.
Yes.
Pray for me.
Um,
Guidance. And then I, with the Feywilde itself as my target, in just the most attention-seeking bid ever, cast Enthrall.
can I?
Whether or not it
Before-
works is irrelevant. I don't actually expect it to be possible to charm a plane, even if it does seem to be vaguely intelligent. I'm getting in the mood for my inner Fey self, because I feel like deep down there's resonance here that can be expressed.
Mm-hmm.
Before this is done, when you say pray for me, like, I was going to cast Enhance Ability Eagle Splendor, because
Ooh,
if anyone's
okay.
going to try and con the Feywild, I believe it will be you. And you have an
Aw.
advantage on Charisma saving throws and Charisma checks.
Oh, why didn't you do this? This is brilliant, amazing.
Because I didn't know about this, now I do.
That's phenomenal.
It'd be metagaming.
Denirian is playing music in a way that will hopefully be bolstering.
Of course.
Of course. I'm not fishing for inspiration. And Finn has cast a powerful prayer on me, which is more than I was hoping for, so either way I'm content.
You will get an inspirational beat from me.
That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Having cast myself to the Feywild, I am going to dance in the direction of Tatiana's palace, because what more? Like singing as I go, because that's what the Fey are renowned for. They are beautiful in their dancing, and their songs enchant the world.
Okay.
I've just got the Brave Sir Robin stuck in my forehead as we are dancing along to this jaunty little tune, running
I'm
away.
actually singing in Sylvan, I think.
So,
Would you like a classic Sam check?
no. I would first like a charisma saving throw from you to see if you can stay focused.
Okie dokie.
Now you have the advantage and oh, okay.
That is
Nice.
a 30 with a natural 20
Yep.
for those that cannot see.
Fucking excellent.
Natural 20.
So
The second roll was not as high.
here's the question.
Yeah.
Answer honestly.
Mhm.
Does Syrian truly want to go to Tatiana's palace? Or do you really want to get the liar?
Oh, I want to go to Tatiana. Like,
Okay. In that case, roll me I presume your persuasion is higher than your survival.
what about performance? But yes, it is. They're both the same. Persuasion. I assume
Which
with
I believe
advantage.
you still have advantage.
Amazing.
Plus D6 inspiration.
Cool. I'll take the first roll and add a d6 inspiration. The highest roll I've ever done. Nope, flat 30. It's still a 30 on my persuasion check. This glorious, enthralling changeling she just smiles at the Feywild and says, "Hey, you want to dance?"
Trying to seduce the Feywild.
So,
Succeeding.
Eridrian, you see that same kind of intuitiveness that Syrian and Sam, for that matter, has for magic that comes from imagination, from dreams, from cunning. You see him take that same feeling and this time properly focus. And although you are following the car trails for maybe 5 minutes or so, they leave the path entirely, just as if they were never there. As the forest around you slowly changes into one that is full of birdsong, and not like slow, small chirping birds, but think more tropical birds that caw and are loud and noisy, and it almost falls in rhythm to the drum that the Nerean is playing. And it's almost like the forest around you is playing a marching tune with you, and it looks a lot more, not necessarily tropical or jungle style, but definitely this seems more like a warmer forest with big leaves. Weirdly, the humidity in the air seems higher than initially when you were walking. There's a variety of colors. You see flowers, yellows, purples, greens, all sorts of colors. As you walk for maybe another hour or so, Syrian, you do feel as well like you're going the right way. This feels good.
It does feel good, and I'm digging the dance, and I think I'm just lost in the music so much that there's no distractions impinging from the outside world. Honestly, the sense of tiredness has gone away. It'll come back as soon as I stop dancing, but it's just the performance. I'm dancing with the Feywilde, and I'm not winning, because winning implies competition, but it's a good fucking dance.
You're definitely falling in rhythm with it. And it's that the moment you're thinking, I'm not winning, that you fall in tune with the rustling around you.
Yeah.
And it's almost because of that the tiredness creeps up on you. It's that when you're at a party and you're dancing for an hour and then you sit down and you realize that you're shaking and dehydrated. You almost get that feeling as you realize you've been traveling for like 8 or 9 hours straight today. And although time is weird in the Feywilde, your legs are definitely suddenly starting to seize up and get tired.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like snap to, just as the spell is broken, if you'll pardon the phrase, and kind of look around and get my bearings, aware that I'm elsewhere.
You will probably either, well, you can choose to continue traveling, or you'll need to set up some form of camp.
Oh, I could just summon my magnificent mansion. Get me a bed, and I will forge myself an illusion of grandeur.
Okay.
Is it safe here?
So
Say
you
again?
may have just missed that reaver.
Yep.
But it is a lot more, not exactly jungle-like, but a lot more like the kind of big leaf foliage.
Okay.
It's very noisy with birds around you that are cawing rather than chirping.
Okay.
It's not Jurassic Park.
It's the Feywilde. Anything could fucking happen at this point.
You can certainly set up camp. It's humid, but it's not cold in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it's a little bit on the too warm side. There's no rain falling, so if you wish to set up camp in the open, the elements won't stop you. Let's put it that way.
How are the trees?
I was gonna say, can I do a quick
Yes.
perimeter check for the predator at this point?
Oh yeah.
Sure,
How's
you can do
Trauma
a perception check. What
There's a
exactly
telltale
trees are you
shimmer.
looking for, Reaver?
Like the type of trees are we talking like? Is there like big massive trees still that we're
Yes.
still walking through? Do they have like thick branches, thin branches? Is it like pine trees where they're just the one stalk with these little flippy ones, or is it
the
like
trees?
big, gnarly?
The trees are very thick, and they all have an almost cocoa nuts. You know, that kind of like bark, more so the hairy bark, more so than the wooden bark. Most of the trees around here seem to have that kind of hairy bark, and they're very, very thick. Like you wouldn't be able to wrap your arms around them and have your hands touch.
Okay.
There's a lot of branches throughout, but they're all very densely covered by leaves coming out of them. Big, long leaves.
Okay. Does it look like you could like climb up it easily and into it? Because if there's like a dense tree canopy.
It doesn't look like it would be a comfortable climb, but it doesn't look impossible.
Okay.
27 for perception.
As you look around for invisible, futuristic aliens, none around. You also don't see
Perfect.
anything else other than Syrian's tiger that looks particularly much like a predator. There's a variety of birds around here, and you also see the occasional bits of what look like what you imagine could be fruit. You've never seen it before, but it looks like a fruit of some type. It looks like a flower that has turned into some form of edible object hanging from a tree. And there is what looks very similar to flying foxes around some of them trying to eat it.
Flying foxes.
Something very different.
That's an actual animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
imagine
okay.
the play park ride.
Like
No.
the
Imagine the
big
actual animal.
bats that are
Yeah.
Yeah.
fruit eaters.
Big sky
I know.
puppies.
Yes.
I would like to pick some of his food and question Ridrian. Edible? Eat? Die? No die?
Do I recognize this?
Roll me a nature check.
Is that nature?
Yes.
Ooh, no. That's a 6.
No. This is a little bit too, for the start, too humid for where you'd usually choose to travel. Maybe
Can
if it's
I-
field, you'd know it.
Given the nature of the flying foxes that are eating their food, could I garner, would this kill me? Doesn't kill them? So it's probably not going to kill me?
It's probably fine.
You could also roll a nature check.
Thanks. What I was fishing for.
I mean, you either drop dead or you have the shits for a few days.
18.
Okay.
I'm sure Finn can do something about that.
Oh wait, I've got a spell that's called Cure Shits.
Oh wait, actually, Finn could deal with both of those things. You're fine.
For a start, you're probably gonna be fine. Looking around you at the kind of flying foxes-like creatures that are eating it, either they have particularly adapted metabolisms, or it is safe to eat. Sniffing it doesn't smell particularly strange. It doesn't have any extremely bright colors or spines or anything else that would normally tell you something is poisonous or venomous in any way.
Cool. I've done more stupid things. I'm going to eat some.
Okay. You take a bite. You immediately realize you should have peeled it first, as the peel that you are biting through is fibery and gets between your teeth, and you have that absolute like hair between your teeth. Yeah, exactly. And it's just stuck in there, and it's like involuntarily flossing your teeth, basically. But that aside, you also bite into something incredibly juicy, like proper. You almost like it almost spurts out of your mouth for the amount of juice that comes out of it. And there's these small seeds in it that are a little bit crunchy. It's really sweet.
Awesome. I'm going to collect a couple. Put some in my bag of holding. Yes, I've forgotten about that. A couple's gone in my bag of holding, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to peel the stuff that I have.
Okay.
I'm gonna string up a hammock between two of these big trees. Because this seems like an environment that I don't want to be on the ground in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go quite high up with the hammock. Since we're settling down, I'm just gonna I'll walk to the edge of the tree, and then I'll walk around the tree. And as I walk around the tree, I'll cast Fly, so the black flames lick across the bottom of my feet, and I just like step up the tree as if it's like a spiral staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Tie it at one end and just kind of like flip to the other tree and tie it at the other, and then like.
Okay.
Mhm.
Getting higher up,
Mm.
you definitely notice that once you're past the initial stem of the tree, so to say,
Yep.
it's actually a lot more comfortable higher up because there are so many big leaves. You almost feel like you could sit down on these leaves, and they maybe wouldn't necessarily hold your weight without assistance, but you feel like you could definitely set up like a hammock or with some amount of work, a small camp here.
I look around at the jungle and I lean down to Trauma and just say, tigers sleep in trees, don't they?
You get a kind of like, watch
You don't have
me.
a mane, deer.
And with a few like jumps, and you can see
Oh, no.
the gouges left in the bark. Trauma's
Uh-huh.
up in one of the trees.
Nice. Did I successfully stay held on to Trauma?
Oh, were you trying? Make the deck save.
Yeah.
Deck save. 16!
It isn't charming, and you sincerely hope that not too many people were watching. But you're up in the trees, and with some satisfaction, notice that either Trauma is perfectly well suited to be camouflaged by the foliage here, or the foliage is well suited to camouflage Trauma. Whichever came first, the colors
Trauma
match.
or the egg? Okay, that is ideal. As we both get up there, like, Trauma, I assume, does that kind of glorious head shake thing, flicks his tail, and it's a really long tail. At the exact same time, in almost the same way, Syrian just like sorts out his long hair in a very, very synchronized motion with Trauma.
Okay. And you get up there, and you can easily settle there.
Okay, yes. Fabulous. I'm gonna plait Trauma's hair.
Okay. Finn.
As we're setting up camp, if it's a small little clearing, I would like to go to one end and quickly just say protect and cast Guardian of Faith,
Mm-hmm.
summoning a spectral creature to protect us through the night. Walk over, protect, walk over, protect, and I cast it 3 times to encircle us.
Okay.
And each time it's a raven, kind of almost semi-translucent raven's claw and a shield, which is black and white speckled with a raven's claw on it.
Okay. Noted. Is there anything else people would like
What
to do before you
what
go?
does protect do then?
These guardians will essentially protect us from anyone that is hostile towards us that would try to sneak up us in the night. And
they-
with the 3 of them there, they'll hurt whoever comes close by.
Will they wake us
They
up?
won't. No, they're
Or
not.
they'll
They're
make
not
a
like.
noise? Like,
I think the noise will more come from the thing being.
I'm going to set an alarm
Gouged.
trap. I will set
Go
an
for
alarm
it.
trap also.
I have a thing I would like to do. As we are settling down for the night, I get comfortable on Trauma, close my eyes, and cast the Dream spell. I am dreaming myself as the messenger to get in contact with Madame Wolga.
Okay.
Finish business.
Fucking hell.
Let me just double check the dream spell because it is such a big spell that I always feel the need
Is
to
a big
check
spell.
the details.
Assuming, I think it doesn't require them to be charmed, and it doesn't require. All it requires is that they are capable of sleeping and are asleep. It does not work on elves. So in theory, I expect this to work.
Checking.
No rush, no rush. Connecting. Loading. 1, 2, 3. Do 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 do. The
Okay.
ringtone is ringing.
Exactly. You are currently on hold. For the first
Exactly.
nightmare, press 1.
Oh no, she won. She's not getting a nightmare.
One
She's getting
moment.
something much better.
Target and can converse.
Was a
and
50-50 between a
shape,
nightmare
so you
and
can
a dream,
emerge from
though.
trance anytime. Target recalls perfectly. The target's awake and can either enter or which one? Oh, interesting. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so you were dreaming yourself as the messenger, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
And
So-
Madame Wolka is the target.
You know
Mhm.
when a target is awake when you use this spell.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, you know that the target is awake,
Mhm.
and almost before you can make the decision on whether you want to wait or pull the spell,
Mhm.
you can feel the target go to sleep.
That is incredible. And as I'm entering into this, part of me is like, I wish I'd spent more time with Seathan and actively asked her how to do the dream shoving that she did. But in for a penny.
Okay. So, I believe the messenger appears in the target's dream and can... Okay. You appear in their
Yep.
dream. And
Yeah, as we've done it in the past.
interestingly, it takes some time for the dream to manifest. It's almost as if you're entering it at the start of it beginning.
Yep.
So the dream wasn't there yet. You are arriving almost at the same time as the dream is being created, and you see the same clearing around you that you were in earlier. But like the
Yeah.
tops of the trees are not entirely formed yet. They're still shaping up, so to say. You see bits of the card are still moving together. But there, very much like herself, is Madame Volka, gnawing on what looks like maybe a pixie wing?
I fucking knew it.
I manifest. How will I choose to appear? I'll just appear Sarion, actually. There's no need to go for grand and powerful. Madame, thank you for taking my call.
This is much more imaginative than I thought it would be.
Well, of course. Imagination is my game, and you won a prize. I can take you to anywhere I have visited. I am here to tell you a story from my past of your choosing. 900 years of experience, and you can take and pick. I have a short list of things you might enjoy. Anything from joyous triumph to misery and despair to moments of utter helplessness. You pick. I'm yours for the night.
Well, that does not become very interesting.
Well, you won the top coin toss.
Mine to
And
pick.
never let it be said that anyone has ever felt justified in calling me unimaginative.
Show me your biggest secret.
My biggest secret? Sure, I guess. It's not really that much of a secret to my friends, but I suppose it's big to the world?
Nah,
It
the
doesn't
thing
seem
that
like
you
your
are
thing.
most desperate to hide.
To hide?
And of course, from your friends, they are what you care about so much.
They are what I care about. I don't know. I show her the maze, the tea room, the conversation with chaos, and that desperate burning desire within Sam to say, no, actually, I show her my name and what it means to me. Because that is something that I haven't told anyone else, and it's really the only secret that I have. It's the only thing that I have not yet told them was my name. My first name.
Think you will find yourself most welcome at my cart anytime. This.
I thought you would.
And she picks another small pixie wing out of the satchel.
Fucked.
This is beautiful.
I am.
Indeed.
Been lovely talking to you. I'm sure we'll be back.
I propose another deal.
I didn't hear that, but I did think I lip-read the word deal, and you have my undivided attention for the next, I think, 4 hours until the spell finishes off. Because time flies when you're having fun.
I get to use your inborn power once at a time of my choosing. And in exchange, you can have anything from my cart.
You get to use my inborn power at a time of your choosing. Do I retain my inborn power, or do you receive a copy of it?
When I use it, that one time, if you were to try and use it at the same time, you would not be able to.
That seems fair.
A
But
borrow, if you will. Just once.
Of course. I would put... Because any bargain struck without a suitable time limit is a foolish bargain struck indeed. The... Shush, guys. The borrowing and the availability of the borrowing can last no longer than a year and a day.
Oh.
Acceptable terms.
And by inborn power, you mean all of it?
All of it.
Or do you, the magic that I have learned, my ability to change my shape?
No, not what you have learned.
That's what I'm
Who you
exploring
are.
this. Who I am, or who I was.
Dearie, who you are.
Ooh, I love it. Hey, I love it. So, to make sure we're both on the same page, you get my inborn power, which is, to do with as you see fit. You do not gain control over me. You just you borrow my abilities. And a year and a day from now, that ends. Once and once only.
In exchange for any one singular thing from the cart.
Amazing. What would you recommend? I imagine you have collected so many wonderful things.
Well, what would you want to use?
Use? Oh, man.
I mean, I've got a lovely deck of cards.
You do. And honestly, unless I knew what was inside the deck of cards, I would be very hesitant to draw from them. But it would be tempting to offer the deck of cards to Finn. He'd hate it. Ooh. What happened to that lock of hair?
I have the lock of hair. Who
Is it
he
in your
loves
card?
most.
Is it in your cart?
It is on my person.
Ah.
But I appreciate it.
Well, he'll never know, and that's the important thing. Okay, your liar intrigued me. I'm not saying you're a liar.
Well, you can either have a look around if you wish, or you can take
I'd
the
love
liar.
to.
But
I'd love
if
to
you
have a
want
look
to
around. I mean, we've only got so much time.
Exactly.
Okay. I have a look around. And if my fallback option is going to be the lyre, and that's probably what I'm going to pick anyway, because it's a sentient magic item, and sentient things should not be imprisoned. But hey, who knows? It could be kindling. Tell me what's available. Maybe there's something that's more appropriate.
Well, you can either get the lyre, or you can make a gamble and search.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Make a gamble and search, or
But
take
if you
the lyre.
search, I will give you, and she smiles,
Uh-huh.
a year and a day. And she moves her finger, and as she does so, you can see the sun, which has been just above the horizon. It's never, in this dream, it's always just after sunrise. And you can see the sun suddenly start to move around. Never setting, but moving as in the position where it would be in the year changes.
Yeah. That's cool. A year and a day to search?
You think that it would be maybe a minute or so, considering how she's just sped up the time.
I'm actually quite content to take the lyre.
Alright. I will make sure you have it when you arrive at your destination.
Very generous. Thank you, Madam Walker. I hope that you have enjoyed my game. And I trust that you would never accidentally use the word unimaginative to describe me.
Powerful words.
They
Can I have
are,
an
aren't they?
intelligence check from you?
Intelligence.
Yes. Straight up check.
Natural 20! And so that is a 20, because I have no bonuses.
Okay.
Jack of trades?
Oh shit, yeah, that would be a 22. Thank you.
She winks at you, and as she winks, there's like, two wards that dangle from her eyelids that
So
jiggle with the wink. It is not charming at all.
Yeah, the
And
beauty is skin deep, so.
she does a...
She's
well,
literally a shape changer. She's decided to look this way.
I'll awaken now. Goodbye. And you are a bit similar as to when Seathan picked you out, but more like just the spell ends because your target is waking up.
Mhm.
You're forced out of the dream.
Mhm.
But you have a feeling that whereas Finn was having memories of an encounter with a hag at some point in time, this creature maybe looked a bit like a hag, but this is not a hag. This is like... Hag is too nice a word. This is definitely not a hag.
This is a primal, this is where the stories of hags originate from, kind of thing. Like,
She just said she'd drop something off for you at Gianna's place.
yeah. Was
that
that
thought?
the Queen of the Winter, the Unseelie?
She's an archfey.
She is an archfey, but I impressed an archfey.
Is there anything else people would like to do before you take the rest of your long rest?
Go the fuck to sleep.
To sleep.
Sleep, please.
Okay. You can all take your long rest.
Oh, thank God!
Sweet.
You awaken well rested. Those of you that didn't cover yourself with any form of tent will find that in the morning you are covered by the mildly sweet smelling pooped out fruit seeds.
Ah.
But, exactly. It's only a little bit of poop. Nothing that a good wipe down can't fix.
That's why I went up the trees. So the bats would poop lower than me.
Exactly. You and Siren probably
Would
emerged
Nax not make his dome?
Yeah. Would the Guardian of Faith smite the poop?
No.
It's not a hostile creature unless the poop is sentient.
Nax.
Oh.
You actually wake up a little bit earlier than planned. Not early enough that you wouldn't get your long rest.
Because
But
you're being stabbed again.
You're also not being stabbed, but you have to, like, you're waking up 5 more minutes when suddenly there's a burning in your finger.
Oh no.
Someone's trying to scry you.
You look at your hand, and the eye on the ring has turned entirely black.
Interesting. I was thinking of how I can deal with this, but I hadn't actually worked out my solution yet. So.
The good news is that I made a wise choice in giving you that ring.
Oh, actually, though, there is something I want to do. I want to use contingency, and if I may, use contingency combined with Sickening Radiance cast centered on myself. Now, I think this is more a DM interpretation of the exact wordings of contingency, though.
Contingency. Okay.
Sorry, I just caught an absolutely massive moth in my hands.
Yeah, I
I was
heard.
seeing something flying
It
past
is
your camera.
So
It's
big.
huge.
Like, I can
Release it
hear
into the
fly
void.
in.
There you go.
Cast it into the shadows of the asps.
It's gonna be eaten by a hag.
I am looking up the spell for you.
Whoa!
Let the record show that I do not mention this interaction with Madame Wolka or the dead pixies to anyone. Let them have their false hope. They did a good thing.
Thank you.
Describe that spell.
For reference, that moth was big enough that it flew across the street and landed on the buildings opposite, and I could still see it.
Jesus. Fucking
Impact
moth.
crater.
Early on you.
I thought Marissa threw a dice at me. It was like.
It was really big. So, the contingent spell takes effect only on you, even if it can normally target others, and you can only use one for that. So, what spell were you wanting to use it with?
So, an area of effect spell.
Uh-huh.
So, it falls in a very grey area in the interpretation of it.
Which spell?
Sickening Radiance.
If I stub my toe, I want everyone around me to vomit.
Yeah. You all feel horrible.
Sickening Radiance. 4th level, Temperance light spreads around when a creature moves. Oh, because it's a light.
Yeah, so the spell isn't actually cast on other creatures, but it creates an effect that would impact other creatures. So.
Interesting.
Oh, fucking god damn it.
Okay. How about this? Make me just a spell casting check. So roll a d20, add your intelligence to it.
Is there a button? No, I'll just click this. Not that one. $16 plus just straight modifier would be +5. So 21.
Okay. With a 21? Yeah? And your contingency is when someone scries on you?
Not when someone scries on me, when someone tries to basically appear next to me and attack me. So when I feel like I'm under attack.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Note to self, don't slap Nax on the back.
Yeah, that's really true.
Roll me just a d20 straight up.
It's like a permanently held spell. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking... Jesus.
I want to be perfectly honest with you guys right now. I'm really glad that she didn't pick heads.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can beat an archfey in nightmare to nightmare combat.
No.
What is your d20 next?
Oh, sorry, I thought it's 13.
13. Okay. Roll me a d100.
Oh god.
$35.
There is so much memorizing that I have to do. Okay. Contingency has been successfully cast with the desired effect. Do remind me if your condition goes off, remember that you have it. Because I've got a note, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm realizing Nax is starting to stack up a lot of things that are passive effects, really.
I love it. Okay.
Right.
So you set your just in case scenario.
Yeah. Oh, and if I'm up early anyway, I would like to spend some time while waiting for the rest of the party to do a bit of studying of that old spell book I got a while ago. And I think it'll take me a wee bit of time to learn a 7th level spell off that. But, you know, I may as well begin said process.
Yeah. You can have an hour into that process, absolutely. Okay.
DM,
Yes.
may I just quickly... Everyone who got aid that yesterday, you get aid again today. Same values.
What did we get again? I forgot.
It was Greki, Nax, and Eridrian we got plus 10. Reaver, Daenerys, and Siren got 5.
Okay.
And I've taken my max con down. I'm now below 100 hit points again.
In the tank.
Yep.
So, who's going to lead the party today?
Not fucking me.
I
don't
wake
have
up
pixies.
in a good mood, feeling like I won, but also with that nagging sense that at some point, when I least want it, it's going to be really inconvenient that I can't shape change. But I hopped down from the trees, bright and chipper, rested, and looked at Eridrian and say, "That was fun. Are you confident in my ability to do that again? Or shall we let someone else have a try?" And I realized by phrasing it this way, I'm inadvertently placing myself as peer to you in the art of Feywalking, and that was not my intention. I also realized that by referring to that, I'm kind of guilting you into giving me the opportunity to practice some more. So I'm being a terrible person, and probably quite appropriate for the Feywilde.
Well, actually, I thought we had enough time wandering in circles, so I thought I'd take the lead today.
It's very generous of you.
Thank you, Eridrian.
In the far background, you hear Reaver being like, "Thank fuck."
I'd like to cast Enhance ability on Eridrian for Eagle Splendor, because if anyone needs a more cock in his walk, it's Eridrian, who is the cock of the walk.
Okay. Eridrian. General mood and
Yes.
thoughts?
Honestly, feeling a bit sick of this shit now.
Okay.
Wow, you've
Just-
been home for 4 days.
It's nothing to do with
I'm sick
the
of
whole-
your shit.
Yeah.
You've been sick of my
Just wanna
shit
get
for
there.
years.
Okay. Roll me persuasion or survival.
And I get advantage on charisma-based checks, right?
Yes.
That's perception. That is not persuasion. Words are hard. They look really similar. Okay. First one is 21. Second one is 24. So 24.
Okay. 24. You stretch. You step out onto the path. You know the path. Exactly. Let's get
My
going.
path. Gonna make this path my bitch.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk all over this
path.
path.
Step on me.
Roll me a d6.
The Yellow Kink Road.
I'm gonna roll that d6 all over the shop.
Oh my.
3.
Okay. So
That'll teach it.
the environment around you slowly changes from big leaves back to a more familiar, slightly cooler forest. It looks more like a ever autumnal forest with smaller leaves, maybe the occasional crunch underfoot. There's an occasional breeze that means that if you quicken the pace, you won't get sweaty. The path is easy to walk on. It is dry, but it's not that hard ground. There's a little bit of, that forest style like give, so that it's not that hard underfoot. You hear the familiar sound of birdsong in the background, but not as noisy as the forest that you walked through the day before. You pass the occasional bit of clearing where you maybe see a little bit of water, some more flowers and bushes with big orange and red flowers on them. But it's a fairly easy walk, and you feel like you're making good time. Maybe as it's going, by the end of this journey, or the next one, rather than day, you might reach your destination. It's Greki who stops mid-walk, sticks his nose up, and goes,
What is it, Greki? I cast Speak of Animals. What's up, buddy?
"Dog.
What?
Dog.
Dog.
Friend dog? Smell dog.
Pause. Go cautious. Could be bad dog. We'll see.
Cautious." And you see him
Cautious.
walk over cautiously to where the bushes are and stick his nose in. And as he sticks his head proper in a set of bushes, you just see the butt sticking out and the tail go like doof, 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 doof. And you hear a "Grr" and a as Greki emerges, walking backwards, looking like, those videos where a cat has something just in his peripheral vision and it just backwards. Greki is doing that. As you see hanging from Greki's nose, this tiny purple puppy dog. Hanging from it, this tiny tail going, and it's growling in the way that puppies growl, going, at Greki as it's trying to very fiercely hang on to Greki's jaw. And you see Greki just kind of walk backwards, not knowing what to do with this.
With Speak of Animals still active, I will talk to Purple Doggo and say, down, let go. Bad dog, let go.
Did you
Drop.
tell Greki he was a bad dog?
Honor to the purple dog.
Okay, just clarifying.
Purple dog doesn't seem to understand you, even with your talk with animals.
Oh no.
I will walk over, pick up the purple dog and wedge its mouth open.
As you pick up the dog disappears from your hand and lands on top of Greki's back.
Oh. A happy looking
Yeah.
dog.
Do I recognize this animal?
Oh yes. Absolutely.
Is it a blink dog?
Oh yes, absolutely. What did you ask, Miriam?
I was saying, does it look non-aggressive on top of Greggy's back?
It looks very aggressive in the way that small puppies are very aggressive.
That's a no then.
I'm terrified.
It's trying to gnaw at Greki, but with zero effect. And Greki is trying to reach onto his back, moving around, trying to reach it.
Greggy, roll. Roll, Greggy.
Greki rolls, and just as this small puppy is about to hit the ground, and it lands next to Brecky on the ground, and you just hear this very high pitch, like.
Cool.
I realised I was muted. DM,
Yes.
may I quickly cast guidance myself, take a dried ration, and try and go over to the puppy and be like, come on now. No, leave Greggy alone. Come on. I just hold out like this dried piece of meat. Like, come on.
Are you ready for this? Roll me an animal handling check.
Yeah, boy. Let's see
I'm going to help. I'm going to
You
walk.
can do this, Finn. I believe in you, but not
I was
enough to
literally-
inspire you.
I was wearing the worst ranger t-shirt the other day. Let's see if it fucking tracks. Oh, okay. And I was allowed my guidance, right? Well, it's a 4 in the guidance. Okay. I don't
Why
think
do all
I'm
the
proficient.
guidance first?
Because
he
I
knows
need
he's
all the
going
help.
to need it.
Okay. 12 plus 5 plus 4. So that's 21.
Oh my god, he's not the worst ranger ever.
I'm not.
You
Because
hold
you're a cleric.
the ration out, and you see this puppy is kind of torn between now trying to hunt Grecky's tail, which is going over the
Mhm.
ground, and your ration, and you see it like, and it tries to do that jump that puppies do, but then they can't actually jump yet, so it just kind of falls forwards. And it
Oh,
slowly walks over to your ration, bites it, and then gives it a proper like.
can I give it a like not in a I'm taking this away from you, but in a kind of like a little playful playing with it kind of thing to kind of distract him from Grecky a bit, but also it's clearly wanting to play, but it's also potentially wanting something to eat. So I'm kind of trying to fulfill both.
Yeah, absolutely. You like, and it's holding on. Occasionally, its small legs come off the ground as you tug it, but it's got very little strength.
Oh.
Yes, Reaver.
While the entire party are distracted by the dog, Weaver is going to look for his parents.
Roll me a perception
Yep.
check, Reaver.
Where's Mama?
Oh yeah, I know that's a thing, but I'm playing with a dog.
FYI, passive perception of 21. But the dog is very distracting. Also, I have dark vision.
21? Fuck. Oh man.
Expertise. Ask me about my persuasion.
Plus 1, 19.
Ask me about my
Okay.
medicine.
90.
Yeah, I know. It's plus 15.
There's nothing much to see, but you're definitely aware of the occasional rustling noise that you hear.
Okay. Trees nearby, right?
Yes.
There's loads of trees.
You're
still.
walking through a forest.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go lean next to a tree, one that looks as though I could like dart behind it if, let's say, a giant dog appears next to me. Considering I've saw this one go.
Oh, you make a
everywhere.
compelling argument that I'm not going to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm just gonna be there next to something, so like kind of like back against the tree, so that nothing can pounce me without me seeing it.
Okay. Noted.
Also, Reaver completely unaffected by puppies. He prefers cats.
Heartless bastard.
Okay. Put your back up against the tree.
Yep.
You do clog occasionally in the distance. There's a little bit of like movement from bushes that suggests that there's something bigger in there than a rat
Yep.
or a squirrel.
It's just gonna be like.
It's the small dog kind of, after a little bit, gives up on following the ration and goes back to trying to catch Grecky's tail.
Can I hawk the ration? Like the dried bit of jerky in the direction that's not Grecky.
Play fetch. I'll grab a stick and chuck a stick.
Are you throwing it into the forested area?
Yeah.
You throw it, and you just see the movement of underbrush as you hear a loud roof, and that's it. The small puppy is still trying to catch Grecky's tail.
Finn.
Yeah, I heard.
Sometimes small puppies have big parents.
That's fair. And that's why I'm gonna make sure I leave, and I take out another day's supplies. I'll take a day's ration supply out. I'm just gonna leave this here. It's got meats and things. I'm just gonna leave it there. Like if Grecky's like over here, I'll leave it like maybe 10 feet away, but no, visible to the puppy, and hopefully visible to something else. I'm just like, I'll leave that there. Hopefully the puppy will I'll like entice it with some of the meats, but I'm not gonna hurt this puppy. I wouldn't hurt it to begin with. I'm definitely not gonna hurt it now. Hopefully that little bit of food will satisfy something.
Okay.
Okay.
Put the food down.
You're making a bargain with its parents.
It's the Feywilde. You make bargains, apparently.
Yeah, and you never accept food or drink, or anyone's given word, especially if they say something 3 times. Is that right, Rodrian?
Here or there.
Here or there. I look around.
I'm going to look into the bush where the noise was coming from.
Okay. You look in, and looking back at you are these huge yellowish eyes on this kind of purplish face, and it's canine, but it's not. I mean, it's dog-like, but it's definitely not of the material plane. It is a lot more muscular for a start, and the teeth kind of stick out on the side of the jaw. It definitely looks a little bit more feral. And as you stick your head in the bush, this is just looking right back at you.
This definitely looks like the parent
Oh yeah.
of. I'm going to just put the leaves back in front of me and backtrack.
As you backtrack, it follows you out with this deep guttural growl, and you all see, stepping out of the bushes, of a height with Grecky, if not slightly taller, this huge, like, wolf on steroids, purple of skin, very little fur. Almost looks a little bit like an Egyptian cat in a way that you can mostly see skin. Teeth slightly sticking out, growling at Denarian. As Denarian's walking backwards, it's walking forwards.
Can I try use the rations like, huh?
It's not paying attention to you right now.
Fuck.
Do I feel like my speak of animals isn't working on it because it's not an animal?
Yeah, you feel like this does not fall into the animal category.
This is slightly out of my expertise.
Oh.
Hi!
Help.
Do you say that to Grecky or to the party?
To the air, to the place, to people.
Can
I would like to, like, wave at the great dog. Maybe even, like, bow in a very Eladrin-ish way. Not quite mocking Eridrian, but certainly channeling my inner Eridrian, which is full of scorn and mocking of the world that is inferior. But I bow respectfully to this hound and say, hello, in Sylvan.
It entirely ignores you. Yes, Finn.
Can I cast Calm Emotions?
You can certainly try.
Yep, I'm going to certainly try.
Nax is prepared with another spell, but it depends on what
It's
the
a
dog
wisdom
continues
save,
doing
I believe.
after Finn.
Oh no, it's a charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Yeah. DC 18.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
I
no.
rolled a natural 19 on the dice.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Could
Also,
I
I'm pretty sure
prepare-
emotions only works on humanoids.
Nax is going to bring into existence Bigby's hand and just stick it like this in front of the dog.
So, Daenerys, this dog is almost face to face with you, and suddenly this big magical hand appears between you and the dog, kind of pushing you back a little bit. And you see this dog kind of like look at it quizzically, start sniffing it.
I'm going to kind of half grab Greggy and let's just run. Let's go. Let's leave.
So Greggy currently has the puppy on it. Just so you know.
Let's steal the
I-
puppy.
I'm going to try and push the puppy off as I grab Greggy.
Push the puppy up. Immediately, this dog, it changes stance. It goes from kind of growling at you to the shoulders are up and it looks angry at you.
Then I am going to cast. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to cast Conjure Animals. Now, can I conjure one of these? So it says you summon a face spirit that takes the form of a beast. Will I be able to do it to one of these?
I mean, technically it's not a beast, but considering that you're conjuring a face spirit, I'll let you do the same as that I said to Nax earlier. Roll me a spellcasting check, so that would be a d20 plus your wisdom.
You summon the blink dog.
A d20 plus wisdom. Wisdom, so it's 18.
Hey, as you summon another dog, and you see this dog turn from like
It might be multiple. So it depends what challenge rating it is as to how many I can conjure.
probably stretching it a little bit considering what
Okay,
you can do
I'll
already.
take one. I'll have one.
As you summon this other dog, you see this dog go from sniffing the hand to being angry at you for pushing the puppy to looking at this other dog, and it appears in and out of existence suddenly in front of your conjured dog, and you see both of them start sniffing each other. And it slowly walks over to Greggy and the puppy and you. And you see Greggy sniff back at it and do that kind of, the dog style, like, do I sniff your butt? Do I not sniff your butt? It's a little bit of a, a little bit of a standoff, exactly. Where both of them look at each other. Greggy is big. It's a tame wolf that's well fed. Greggy, as far as wolves are concerned, Greggy is huge. This dog, also pretty huge.
Is Daenerys summoned one more like a blink corgi, or is it like?
I think Greggy has summoned like a blink dog in appearance.
Okay.
What do you wish to do, Daenerys, as this standoff is happening?
I'm going to have my hand on the hilt of my sword and just kind of witness, hoping that maybe Greggy scares him away. I'm going to try and hope to let it solve itself.
Could I have to roll a charisma check for Greggy?
Right, charisma check for Greggy. Charisma check. That will be a 10.
Okay.
Yep.
You see this big dog suddenly move forward as if it's about to attack, but hold at the last minute in a kind of just a show, basically. And Greggy's ears go flat on his hat, and he whines a few times, and kind of like with his paws and his legs on the ground goes over to this big dog and then sniffs its jaw and gives it a small lick on the jaw. and you see it sniff back and give Grekky this small lick back of this massive tongue. And you see ears go up and tails go up.
Oh. I will, like, remove the conjured dog. So it's just the two of them.
And as you're all watching this, kind of the tense is broken by this coming from the bushes as you see out walking another one of these big dogs with 4 more small puppies in tow. And Grekky looks over at them and you see like there's an initial moment of hesitation and then the tail just starts wagging as all the puppies come in and jump in and start to like jump on him and hang from him and like hang from bits of the fur. And he's doing it like her, but not really her.
Oof. Take my hand off the hilt of my sword and just enjoy whatever this is happening. Whatever it is.
See, maybe for a few moments, Grekky is the center of attention of 5, 6, 7 puppies that all come out of the bushes. And he is absolutely being attacked by these blinking puppies. And the 2 parents are watchful. Any wrong move, they immediately... But nothing bad seems to happen. And after a few moments, one of the adults gives this growl that turns into a loud bark. And all one by one, small puppies disappear and appear next to the parents. Just run off into the bushes again.
Oh. I am very glad that it turned to a violent encounter.
Yeah.
In what possible world could puppies be the enemy and us not be the bad guys?
I mean, that's the thing. I don't think I could live with myself if I had to, say to live, honey, how'd the game go? I killed puppies.
As you
I give
see these
Grekky
2,
scritches.
one of them comes over to you, Denarian. Like, gives you the sniff, does the awkward thing where dogs sniff your crotch. And then, gives you a lick on the hand before the parents turn around and walk off into the bushes.
Whew.
And on that happy note, we'll end
Hey!
Hey! Holy
Hey.
fuck.
Whoop.
Yeah.
My god! That was incredible,
Move.
What a
Marcel.
what a
Fucking-
session.